No. I don't know why I keep forgetting that this happens at the beginning of every stream now. I'm late. Welcome on Ileana. Let's go ahead and sweep painting around little waving emotes. Anyways, I will die now. Can we just shout out for Gladiator? I believe of the people who are hanging out right now, he is the only one that streams. Why do I do things with the English language? I guess to be fair, I don't respect the English language, so that's why. The English language is demonstrably proven that it does not deserve respect. Yeah, hopefully everyone's weekend was good. I literally spent the entire time basically just resting, making butter chicken. I kind of fucked it up, but you know, explodes Monday with mind. What is this? The Jet Wash 5000. But you know, overall, just like, you know, just trying to get through the week. Was the chicken still tasty? It's edible. I think I got a picture that looks good. I think the big thing was I need to use more garlic and basically I included the I was bored, so I painted my apartment to get rid of the sad millennial gray to sage green. That'll help. That'll definitely help. But you know, what was it? So you know, part of the process of preparing butter chicken is it's marinating the chicken, and the recipe called for lemon juice as part of the marinade. So you know, I'm like, okay, whatever, like, you know, I'll marinate in lemon juice. But I'm so used to marinating my chicken in in ginger garlic paste that like I didn't actually check the recipe to see if it called for that. So I put all of my ginger garlic paste in the marinade, which means that I either was gonna have to leave the ginger garlic paste out of the final thing and just let it be part of the chicken marinade, or include the lemon juice. And I went for the latter, and so my butter chicken's a little bit tart, which is not really what you want your butter chicken to be doing, which sucks, but you fuck up every now and then. Well, you know, I made that, and I made basically just pigs in a blanket with everything bagel seasoning. It was good, but like, you know, not necessarily a whole lot to not a whole lot to, you know, it's not like anything particularly special. It's you know, you can't make a perfect, yeah, exactly. And to some degree, like, that experimentation is like part of the process of learning and growing as a chef. Yeah, can we get a show up for Akabor? Welcome on, Creativity. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. You know, it's just like one of those, like, just like, I don't know, a lot of like anxiety and shit. Like, there's some bad funk going around in my brain right now. So like, it was like, you know, not the best time for that to happen. But whatever, I'm pushing through it. Hopefully y'all had better weekends though. That's basically all I did. Was I went to the groceries, got stuff, and then fucked up some butter chicken. But yeah, I think the big thing with me is like I very much use I use like cooking as like basically like a mental health respite. I feel like my mental health goes down if I'm eating actively bad food. Like it's like good food's the only thing that fucking keeps me burning these days. So when I fuck it up, it's like, oh, that week's just like lost to the void. I'm looking to getting VR chat and doing research on avatars and hardware. Heck yeah, I need to do more VR chat. The big thing is like, I don't often have the energy after stream, but like I really should try to do it more often, because it is a lot of fun. The big thing is like, so I don't get like on VR chat of my own volition, which means I need, welcome on an Unbigo, glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I need a friend to like invite me and be like, hey, yo, I'm getting on VR chat, and I'll be like, okay, cool, I'll hop on, but like, you know, I'm not gonna like just like hop on VR chat just to see like, oh, is anyone on that like I want to hang out with, and then, you know, the answer is like no, so it like perpetuates the cycle of me being like, well, you know, I like going on VR chat, I just don't have anyone that's like I regularly hang out with. But yeah. Other than that, just like a lot of, how do people create such disaster zones in these areas? That's what I'm wondering. Like, this is the world's most contained fucking, like nuclear detonation, basically. Like, I feel like it's a little, like, suspicious that, like, if, you know, oh, like, the area outside is fine, but then you look in here, it's like, well, who knows? Maybe everyone else hired, like, a power washer. Maybe, like, this is the last house in the street that I have to clean. I've never, like I said, I think I mentioned it, like, last time I was talking about, like, you know, I've seen Shaun the Sheep. I saw, like, a couple episodes of it, but, like, I didn't watch that a whole lot. And I believe, like, at the very least, it's like, in the same style as, Wallace and Gromit. But, you know, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this week. I've gotten the idea in my head, because I discovered a really, like, I kind of want to do video essays. And I kind of want to do one about, because I was thinking about it, like, I reached a point in, so, you know, I don't want to, like, you know, I'm not going to do any spoilers for Silksong, because, like, I'm presumably a decent chunk of you are, in fact, playing it. But I reached a point where I you know, I was like, okay, it's official, like, I don't know if I can decide between Clair Obscur and Silksong as my game of the year. You know, because both of them I love, but for very, very different reasons. Thank you, Death Nation, for taking my shirt. But no, I love both games, but for, like, very, very different reasons. And I think I came to the realization that it's like, there's, like, two types of games in my mind. Like, games where the story exists to serve the gameplay, and then games where this gameplay exists to serve the story. And Clair Obscur and Silksong are, like, the two opposites of that coin. And, like, there's nothing wrong with either approach, but, like, they're so fundamentally at odds that, like, I actually can't, like, I can't parse them, because they do things differently, you know? Like, I look at Clair Obscur and I'm like, okay, you know, the gameplay here is clearly in service to the story. Like, you know, the gameplay, like, the story was written, and then, like, the gameplay elements were kind of, like, set, like, you know, set to, like, help, you know, accentuate the aspects of the story. And then playing Silksong, it's the exact opposite approach. You know, they have the gameplay in mind, and then to some degree they have the story. You know, when I've seen Clair Obscur as the Game of the Year winner, it wouldn't surprise me, and I don't necessarily, like, I don't have any issue with that, for sure. Don't get me wrong. I think objectively speaking, it's one of the two. That's just a preference thing. Yeah, like, I would be surprised if anything else was even in the running, other than Silksong and Clair Obscur. What I think is, like, in, like, to some degree, I feel like Clair Obscur is, I don't want to say it's, like, the easier choice. I don't know, I don't know, I know what game isn't winning Game of the Year, Borderlands 4. Wait, did that come, that's right, it came out. Is it a disaster? Is it bad? I've not been following any Borderlands 4 news. I can't believe the year is gone so fast over in the Game of the Year's talk. Well, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Like, I feel like the Game of the Year talk started with Clair Obscur. It is. It runs Horde on modern hardware. That's really fucking funny, actually. There's negative optimization. But no, to some degree, I feel like... Welcome on to Kronos. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Because, like, you know... I feel like when Clair Obscur hit the scene and, like, really took off, like, that's when the Game of the Year conversation really like started in my mind, because it is such a clear contender for the throne. And then, you know, Silksong is released. I've watched Kaiser play Borderlands 4 with little no issues, strike away the board drones, somewhere in design hell. But yeah. No, like, you hear Kaiser's computer also is, like, incredibly powerful. He built mine, and I'm able to run, like high fidelity, like, you know, like, I'm able to run like, maximum graphics, Fortnite, while also running a VTuber. So it's not like, you know... Also, it's like, okay, setting aside the like tech issues, I can't imagine Borderlands is like even a fun game. At this point, like I do not give the remotest shit about about the series, and it seems like they're trying to go for something like grittier, you know. I guess like after the very poorly received, you know, influencer cult leaders, people were, you know. People were kind of over the sarcastic John Whedon-esque writing. I say derogatorily. But no. Do I think Clair Obscur deserves to win Game of the Year? Yes. Do I think Silksong deserves... I think Silksong also deserves, like, accolades? It's weird. It's almost like, okay. Because that goes back to what I was talking about, like, the idea of, like, games being made either to serve, like, you know, gameplay to service the story or story to service the gameplay. I feel like when you have gameplay servicing the story is when you get the really profound plots. Because that's I'm looking at games where that's the case, and I'm like, that's Spiritfarer. You know, that's Outer Wilds. These are the games that are, like, clearly going to stick in people's memories more. So, like, it doesn't surprise me that, like, you know, people are looking towards Clair Obscur to win. I would be, like I said, shocked if anything else even remotely stands a chance. But I think there's also validity in the approach that Silksong took, which is very much story and service to gameplay. Because there's... I can't talk. Unironically, like, I heard French Depression. Welcome on in, Behemoth Dev. Glad to have you, sweet being. Good show for Behemoth Dev. But no, like, you know... Because of spoilers things, there is a very, like... Late game Silksong, there's a very important event that happens that, like, very much reframes the story, like Hornet as a character in my mind. And at that moment, I realized, you know, all of this was kind of in service to the gameplay. Like, the struggles, the difficulties she faces is very much intertwined with, you know, her background and her as a character. And I feel like that's maybe, it's more subtle almost. Oh, bot broke? It'll do that. Like, try again and, like... I love technology. Here, let me get this shy. Nope, bot's just fucked. Love your face. Welcome on in, though. How you holding up, Behemoth? Glad to have you. I am aware that you are formerly known as Blue Cubby. The bot's just fucked. But yeah, hopefully you're doing all right. I'm just gonna talking about like, you know, video games, my game of the year. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like it's almost incorrect to, like, compare, because, like, Silksong and Clair Obscur are the same medium, but they go about it so differently that it's like apples to oranges, you know? Like, it becomes, like, impossible for me to, like, earnestly kind of say, like, oh, you know, this, you know, one is better than the other because of the thing that the other one isn't even trying to do, you know? If Clair Obscur is trying to be, like, an emotionally, like, devastating story. And in that, it very much succeeds. But, like, can we realistically dock points from other, you know, other franchises for not trying to do that? You know? And that's kind of why I'm like, you know, I do expect Clair Obscur to win. I think it's like that's the choice where I'm like, If someone said that that was the game of the year, I would be like, I understand. But I also, like, part of me is like, that's the safe choice. Not necessarily in a derogatory sense, but, like, in the sense that, like, I can... Like, it's the easiest one to justify. To be like, yes, I played Clair Obscur, it fundamentally impacted me, you know? Starky, I found a probiotic soda brand called Good Wolf. I can only wonder what the wolf did. But yeah, like, that's, you know... That entire, like, you know, rabbit hole in my brain has me, like, starting a script for a video essay in my mind about, like, what is, you know... Like, you know... it is in my mind the purest sign of, like video games is like an artistic medium in their own right, that like there can be two very, very different approaches that have very similar, like, you know, very similar positive receptions. But yeah. Other than that, just like that's like that largely that's just been my life, is just like, you know, being at home thinking, trying to spend brain power thinking about the stuff that I can control. You know, just like a lot of, you know, disparate anxiety, trying to find a home, trying to attach yourself to something. The wonderful world of floating anxiety. I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, put on my own playlist. I don't really want to listen to this.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
Hello, Chris.
Shout-outs to Blueprints and all the other amazing games for releasing it. A bad year for indie games not named Silksong, Deltarune or Clair Obscur, as the popular indie game scene was 100% dominated by these three games.
You're not necessarily wrong. Yeah. Listen, I liked Blueprints. I don't necessarily think, like, okay. I'm pretty sure I stopped in Blueprints right before the final puzzle. Like, I have everything I need to complete the final puzzle, and I don't want to put in the effort to fucking grind it out. Like, you know... Like I have the four things, like, that I need to, like, presumably, like, hit, like, the final puzzle, like, to complete the final puzzle. And I just don't want to, like, I don't want to have to fucking go back in and go through all that effort and be like, all right, will the RNG work with me this time? No, okay, fine, fucking roll it. If only lead weren't so deliciously poisonous. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, like, I've been told that the fuck, I can't remember what he called it. It was like the, what's the term for, like, you know, like, basically, like, gameplay cycle? What's the term for it? That is bad for you? Shit, I maybe cook chat. What's the term for it? We're like, you know, the chemistry gameplay loop is figure out how to do something really cool in chemistry, and then figure out how to do it without lead or cadmium, apparently is the chemistry gameplay loop. Because, like, lead and cadmium are, like, really, really used, like, they let you do a lot of really cool shit in chemistry, and then, they're horribly, deeply, awfully poisonous to humans. So we're like, yeah, like, we, you know, we have this, like, hey, we have this paint that, like, you know, you know, it reflects 100% of sunlight, so, you know, it's great, like, you know, we could cure global warming, except it's 90% lead by volume. It's like, well, shit. How do we replicate this without lead? I believe that one was from Explosions in Ire, who was the most, Explosions in Ire is weird. I just pulled the Funny Orca in XXL. Congrats! Enjoy Funny Orca, man. What is this? Preston's head? Why is the robot wearing a bandage? Why does he even have a robot dog in the first place? I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily understand the appeal of the robot dog. I'm like, okay, why are you, like, you know, damn robots coming for every job nowadays. Fucking, like, not even the dogs are safe, no, but like, you know? I want the dog's erratic behavior. I ain't fucking trying to, like, live in a world where there's, like, no, you know, erraticism around me. Like, the world's, like, perfectly predictable. It's perfectly boring. God forbid a man make their own companion. Alright, Pygmalion. Again, it's weird how, if I had a nickel for every time I was able to reference Pygmalion in my stream, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Now that I think about it, Pygmalion is like an incredibly relevant, you know, bit of mythological lore. Basically, you know, I'm probably gonna fuck up, like, the details, but, dude wanted girlfriend, but didn't like women. He made a beautiful statue and then prayed to Athena for her to come to life, and she did, but she was also a woman. See, therein lies your problem. Wait. I just realized, yeah, Gromit's the dog. Why does he have a mechanical dog in addition to the regular one? It was Aphrodite, though. Yeah. I feel like in mythology she is the most erratic of the gods. She is the one that is the most likely to ruin your life or, like, give you your wish and, like, you know. It's just, like, it's weird. Is it Athena? Did I say Athena? I might have biffed it. Welcome on in, Big Brain. Like, what have you, sweet bean? All I know is, like, I do not, you know, with I'm excited that Hades 2 is finally releasing next week. I won't lie, I've mostly run out of stuff to do with it. I've officially beaten the advanced difficulty of all of the bosses. Right now, I'm just, like, grinding out for some completion stuff, which didn't really seem that appealing, so I was just waiting for the final release. So, like, I have the game, like, probably, like, what, like, 80% completed? Remember, you can, do silly things with a Titan, it's really funny. With Chrono? Oh, yeah, no, you can pause, and it makes him deeply, deeply upset. I will say, I'm a little miffed, because I had to fucking purchase the upgrade where you're allowed to pause against Chronos twice. That was 2 times I had to purchase that upgrade. Damn it, Supergiant, give me my fucking sand back. Annoys the shit. Oh, yeah, no. Because it also, like, that there is genuine reason to purchase that as well, outside of the, like, I might have to take a, you know, like, I have a social life and someone might fucking message me in the middle of a boss fight with, like, you know, their life depends on it. But no, like, one of the like, basically they replaced the god calls with the moon goddess, basically letting you cast big spells after spending a certain amount of mana, and one of them is just, like, slows everything around you, which doesn't fucking work against Chronos, understandably. So being able to actually have that as the thing you can use against him is very handy. Even if I do have to fucking pay for it separately. The battery's not included ass ability. Bib Wash. Welcome on in, Cork. Welcome on in, Brianna. What have you, sweet beans? But yeah, no. Mostly I'm just like, I'm wondering where the plot's gonna go. Because, you know, dude... Like, you know, the alternate path now has like a very decided end game. Actually, I'm very close to having all of the statues unlocked, which is fucking horrifying to me. Basically, they're, you know, the statues from Hades 1 make a reappearance, except this time, because there's 2 different paths, you have to go down both of them. And, like, with different, you know, they're called fear levels, but they're equivalent of heat from Hades. And yeah, I so far have done all of them except for the, like, last one, which, was gonna be a huge pain in the dick. Because it's the equivalent of 32 heat. Which I believe I actually did that same thing for Hades, because there was an achievement tied to it. I what? I, Captain. I can't hear you. God damn. God, I am really fucking tired. If this is the kind of comedy I'm pulling, just send me the fucking, like, send me the morgue, man. But no. Largely, like, I'm just trying to find, like, the means to distract myself from fucking, you know, job applications. I need to probably, like, just call. I need to call, like, you know... That was something I was supposed to do today, and I got fucking distracted because work actually has me doing a thing, which is nice, because it means I'm not anxious about not doing anything at work, but also means that, you know, that the Summon Borb is unavailable. Welcome on a Fatal Claim. It's good to have you. Yes, it's because, you know, VoiceMod decided to do something very stupid and fucking update, and all of my settings broke, so I need to, like, reset those. And I just do not have, like, the excess energy, unfortunately. Maybe one day. So that one's on, I don't want to say indefinite hiatus, but, like, it's gonna be a bit. Basically, I need someone to, you know, at me in the middle of the day and be like, hey, you know, if you have it within you, like, you know, try to fix the Borb. Yeah, you at least have the shut Borb for now. Like, that's good, right? You know? If you want to, like, summon your Borb, you know. Like, what? Yeah, Bullied. I'm so bullied. I'm so bullied here all the time, just constantly. Starky's brain right now. Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't understand RuneScape. I do not get RuneScape in like the slightest. So at you at like 2:30 p.m. on a Saturday, I don't know if that's gonna work, because like the big thing is like Saturdays a lot of times, like my weekends are usually like disconnect days. Like disconnect from the internet days and like be a functional adult. Which definitely comes with downsides. This weekend, like this past weekend, it was just like very lonely. I'll be honest. I think that's like part of where the brain grims came from. It's just like, you know, just feeling loneliness. And like, you know, that passes with time. Oh, that sense it makes fair. That makes sense, and that's fair. Yeah. But no. Just like one of those, like, you know, moods that just happens. You know, like I said, like the brain grams like find things to get attached to, and it, you know, it's just like a very frustrating, like, grab, like, it opens up skull, grabs brain out. Why the fuck are you like this? Moment, you know. Okay. Low-key, how much would a doghouse need to cost for you to be like, consider living in it? Gotta hit the brain gremlins? Yeah. They just happen sometimes. They fade with time, so. Mostly it's just like weathering the storm. I know there's a lot of people I could reach out to, but it's hard to like reach out when I'm not doing okay. Cause like my natural response is to like buckle down. $3,000. It's like, I'm a homeowner, and it's literally a doghouse. I mean, listen, I'm not judging. In this economy, you gotta take what you can get. Yeah, it's like largely when, like, you know, I'm struggling, I tend to like just kind of bunker down, which is weirdly frustrating. Still his house name, exactly. Welcome on to Waffles. Can we shout out for Waffles? It's like weirdly frustrating to like be like, well, you know, my default response when I'm not doing okay is to like hunker down and just like kind of mind my own business and just like let the bad feelings be felt. When the bad feelings are loneliness, you know. It's like, well, thank you, coping mechanisms. I really appreciate this. Very cool. Can we reconsider? Can we try anything else? No? Okay, you know, understandable. Have a nice day. I'll go fuck myself, I suppose. But yeah, like that, you know. Oftentimes I really don't like even talk about it. Hugs. It you know, I don't really even like talking about it. But I figure it's like, you know, there's probably like value in earnestness of being like, hey, like, you know, if I seem lower energy, it's only because like I'm, you know, it just life, man. That gestures vaguely towards, you know, life. All right, I think that's everything in there. This is gonna suck. But, you know, like, you know, outside of that... Hello, one of Kronos. But, you know, like, outside of, like, that, like, you know, life continues to just be, like, very boring. Gosh, it sure is boring. You know, I think that's, like, the frustrating thing is, like... Just did an interview. Nice. Congratulations. Welcome on a monkey. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. And fucking existed. I mean, listen, like you beat me to an interview. Life is yes. I think that's the frustrating thing about living in interesting times. It's not even that fucking interesting, you know? It's boring, like, you know, life is as boring as it would be under boring times. It's just bad also, on top of that. It's a fucking lie, I ain't beat you. Well, no, like, I'm saying, like, you got an interview before I did. To be fair, I have to imagine that, like, the vast majority of postings online at this point are ghost posts. Unless you're, like, you know... If you're expecting over, like, $40 an hour, the vast majority of them are ghost posts. Which fucking sucks, but... Because I would argue that that's, like, you know, I want to be a dragon farmer. Welcome on Ego Jalapeno. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Does that mean you want to be a dragon who farms, or do you want to farm dragons? There's ambiguity in that language. Ends my B. I'm not allowed to end bees. Bees are friends. Bees are friends, not end... I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Can they also be food? I don't know. You'll have to ask Applebee's. Hello, welcome to Applebee's. What can I get you? I'll take the apple. No, that's sir. That we don't have that yet. All right, bees then. Wish that ghost job postings. It should be illegal. It absolutely should be a criminal offense. It's just like I think my frustration is just that, like, the knowledge that, like, the jobs exist. Hiring managers just don't want to do their fucking jobs, you know? I can't get a job because hiring managers don't want to do theirs. So, like, you know, I might slander hiring managers, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you are a hiring manager, you know, I would expect, like, you know, an appropriate amount of work. But also, like, you know... Hiring managers, I don't think I have... I don't... Part of me is like, do I even, like... Because, like, I don't want to, like, fall into the ring of negativity. With fines, I'll be honest with you, fines should be a percentage of income. If a company gets fined, it should be fined for some percentage of its annual income. I gotcha. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'll do it. You know what? Fuck firing managers. The miserable piles of flesh behind the fucking computer posting ghost jobs. Those pieces of shit. Like, okay, like, you know, usually I have this as a meme for like, oh, let me rant about something. No, like, this genuinely annoys the shit out of me. Such a, like, it, you know, you have, like, maybe one of the easiest jobs in the world. Like, you just have to fucking talk to people who, like, claim to have experience, and then, like, you need to figure out if they have an appropriate amount of experience or not. But no! Motherfuckers can't even do that! They can't even do their fucking job of interviewing people in person anymore! You got fucking people, like, hiring managers who literally use artificial intelligence. They have fucking AI interviews now! What do you want for, like, I'm actually, like... Anyways. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is hiring managers are, you know... you know, I don't mean to shame you if you're a hiring manager, but... Like, low-key, do your job or get the fuck out. Do your job so that way other people can do theirs. I mean, okay, that did, like, that was a little bit cathartic, I won't lie. But yeah. Sometimes you just gotta, like, scream into the void. Thank you for being the void, chat. Yay, catharsis. It's one of those things where it's like... I find a lot of catharsis in just, like... I'll be honest with you, I enjoy consuming media that's sad. Like, I like watching shows or, like, reading books that I know are going to hurt me. Because, like, there's catharsis there. It's like, okay, you know, these are backed up, like, awful feelings that I have. Let me go and, like, get them out in, like, a safe way. Which, like, some people don't understand. People, like, I've had people look at me and be like, what the fuck do you mean you enjoy, like, crying? And I'm like, it's not like I enjoy it. It's sometimes that shit's fucking necessary. Fucking, like, life is just a fucking depressing, miserable pile of times. Like, what do you know? I'd rather get, like, those emotions out in a way that, like, doesn't inflict it on other people. All I have to say is we should eat the rich, and I'm not even into vor. Aren't you a knoll? Obligatory... I guess, like, you're not a knoll, you're just a big hyena. Big and soft hyena. I like watching BoJack Horseman having depression after each episode. It's like when I was fucking in the middle of quarantine and I played back to back Amori and Spiritfarer because I fucking needed to, and people, like, I sincerely think people, like, actually wonder about my well-being because of that. Like, when I tell the story, they're like, oh my god, are you actually okay? And I'm like, well, no, but, like, you know, I was... I'm not okay now, I wasn't okay then. I was much less okay then, but, like, hey. Hiring managers will also say candidates not qualified based on school you went to when an owner of a construction job asked why they're not getting qualified candidates. He went through the pile himself and found hundreds of qualified candidates. The hiring manager was gatekeeping the job based on school. Yeah, like... not like other nulls, fair enough. To be fair, it is funny that is the stereotype, because I think of, like, the like, people with null personas I know. I think only Pathka is the only null I know who's into war. Because DA is very much not, DA's not, you're not, Cyrus is very much not. So, you know, it's you didn't go to Harvard or Yale or to Dartmouth, hearsay. Yeah, it's like... I actually, like, you know, and it's one of those things where it's like, it wouldn't even be that big of a deal if we didn't live in a system of capital, you know? Like, if I could just say, fuck it, like, I'm just gonna do the things that make me happy, and then, you know, like, make a comfortable living off of that, I would be fine, like, you know? Like, if I could, like, make a stream, or, like, make a game, like, you know, make my own game, you know, do video essays. all that stuff with, like, you know, without feeling like I was, you know, tied to the idea of, like, oh, you know, like, those need to exist exclusively for the purpose of making money, I would do a lot more with my life. I actively feel like capitalism makes me significantly less productive as a human being. And to be honest with you, the numbers demonstrably back that up. Every single time, like, they've tested, you know, there's, like, the joke of, like, oh, you know, we've tried 400 different times to see, you know, how universal basic income impacts, like, you know, impacts the day-to-day goings-on of the working class, and it demonstrably every single time is a huge, like, it straight up makes things significantly better. But, you know, we gotta wait for that 401st study. You know, we can't be judging things too early. Presumably because they're trying to fuck the data enough where, like, it like looks like it's bad for, you know, the day-to-day person. But yeah. Mostly, like, I'm just, you know, I don't necessarily like living, like, in a transitionary period between, you know, say what you will for the fucking, like, serfdom, but at least they had job stability. Once I pay off my car at the end of the month, I'm going to open a savings to get one of those camper vans with solar panels and just travel. I'm currently in the process of, like, trying to save as much as possible, which is by no means easy right now, because I myself have a car payment, which sucks, but, like, it's kind of unavoidable. But yeah, no, like, mostly just, like, you know, anywhere else. let's try not here. But yeah. Sorry, like, I feel like I'm complaining a lot, you know? I don't necessarily like doing that. I don't like being a, you know, fucking, like, you know, it's not like whining, but, like, I don't like, you know, airing my personal frustrations and stuff on stream, just because I feel like it, like, you know, it contributes to a stream atmosphere that, like, I feel like is a little bit more dour. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to, like, let those frustrations, you know, manifest. Not manifest, but, like, you know, just like be voiced and then, like, move on. Let's see, they hypocrisy with current events over the weekend. I don't blame you. That's fair. My mom actually called to talk about recent events, which she does it a lot. And I love my mom very dearly. Part of me is like the entire time that we're having this conversation, I'm like, the fucking FBI are listening in. I swear to Christ. I swear to Christ. Because, you know, it'd be like, oh, like, the fucking, you know... I guess to be fair, like, the FBI is so underfunded right now that they can't fucking bother to keep track of anyone, so... You know, that's a good thing. You're right. I feel safer already. No, that's unfortunate. No, that's unfortunate for the FBI. I mean, listen, I don't know, man. I mean, to be fair, like, you know, I have a very... my personal view of the FBI is, shall we say, pretty negative. I don't think highly of the organization. I guess to be fair, like, I also, you know, it's to some degree, like, I don't necessarily know what, you know, what, like, I think I have a lower, you know, or, like, lower opinions on the, terrorism will rise up. I mean, it already has, and that, you know, it's only now that they're getting the budget cut, so clearly they weren't doing their job. Feathered Board of Intelligence. So yeah, like, I don't necessarily expect a lot will change in the coming years, besides things progressively getting shittier. I thought enshittification was supposed to be exclusive to software, but nope, it is, it's real life. Real life is too subject to enshittification. I do like, I don't know why this, they reminded me of the fucking like, so like, you know, what's the quick fox, it was the quick silver fox jumped over the lazy dog. Like, you know, it's one of those like sentences that contains every letter of the alphabet. A, I wonder if they have those in other languages. And B, the one that there's objectively a fucking cooler one. Like there's an objectively cooler sentence like that. Where like it you know, it has every single like letter in the English alphabet, which is Sphinx of Black Quartz, Judge My Vow, which is just objectively more fucking metal. Basically what I'm saying is we need to start teaching children about concepts like Sphinx and quartz. Front door frame. Oh. Well, that's, I won't lie, I definitely heard this, I heard this singer at first, and I was like, is this, oh god, what is her name? The person who did Uta from, One Piece Red. The voice, the Japanese voice actress, and also the singer. Otto. I'm like, is this like a more laid back Otto piece? Employment is skyrocketing. They make up the spot while all the movies in Hollywood and Atlanta are moving to Europe due to rising healthcare costs. Oh yeah, we had like one of the biggest like, you know, employment number corrections downwards that like the US has ever seen. You know, insert, you know, infinite commentary here about US being a failed state. It just is at this point. But the momentum of things of the world are very slow, so it's going to take a little bit before everyone else catches on. There we go. What the fuck's a lintel? I swear to God, this game expands my vocabulary. Okay, so that's a lintel, apparently. I'll be honest with you, fucking Kennel Round Table. Oh. Okay. That works. You know what? Fair enough. Porch window frame. I had a thought and then it was gone. I don't know, like I feel like has my streaming style changed sometime, like somewhat in the like last month or so? I feel like I still stream the same way that I used to. Where the, excuse me, where's the dirt? You said there's supposed to be dirt here? Oh, you know, is it up here? Yeah, there it is. Porch gutter. But yeah, to some degree, like, you know, life, you know, life takes you where it will. We are all subject to its, you know, to its capricious whims. Pokemon and Darv, good to have you, Sweet Bean. Can you show for Darv? Life is but a cruel mistress. What's it? Shopper 13 gloves. What the fuck is Shopper 13? Oh. To be honest with you, this does kind of make me wonder what the fuck's going on with Wallace and Gromit. Like, I now kind of want to watch a couple of episodes just to see what the fuck the deal with everything is. So I think it's Preston's tail. Oh my god, thank you. No problem. How you holding up, Darv? Hopefully had a good weekend. Presuming, of course, that your weekend is the same as mine. Increasingly, there is a decent chunk of people who like, as I meet more and more people, I do realize that like not everyone has like the traditional like Monday through Friday 9 to 5. Excuse me, there's like one more thing left. Garage. Okay, so there you go. Garage lintel. All right, perfect.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
What's up, Chris?
Place a camera on your ankle so I can see what life is like of a crow.
Like you want to be ankle? I mean, to be fair, that would be a pretty good way of figuring out what it's like to be ankle height. You know, literal ankle biter. We're about to run our first set of 3-minute ads. We run this every hour to turn off pre-rolls. People don't have to deal with ads as soon as they join the stream. Go grab a snack. Go grab some hydration. Go hang. Go walk a dog. Take a walk around your house. The Knit-O-Matic. Isn't like, if memory serves, there's like actually like knitting is like one of the things. Like my job doesn't care when I work as long as I get my 8 hours in. So I find myself going in between 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's kind of wild, actually. All right. All right. Excuse me.
Rats.
Oh, you sneaky little bitch. What's up, Chris?
We're the rats.
Starky, can you put a camera on your head so I can see what it's like to be tall like you?
Maybe. To be fair, that's part of why I need to work out, so I can give people uppies. They can experience my height. They can get fucking what's the fear of heights, like aerophobia? I think aerophobia is like fear of airplanes. There's gonna be like a technical term for like the fear of heights.
Rats. We're rats. We're the rats.
What's up, Chris?
Starky, the word filter no longer works. Fuck shit ass. I don't know any other curse words. Motherfucker.
That's a good, good acrophobia? Is that what it's... Acrophobia does make sense. Which then does lead to something really funny, where acrophobia and aerophobia are, like, one letter off. Alright. I need to get ready for... I'm assuming you probably have like a actually like didn't like the Powerwash devs like announce like I would say Powerwash Sim 2 is like coming out like next year. I feel like we have like a release date. Oh, sorry, that's not the current song is from Deltarune Chapter 4. I believe this is Second Sanctuary. Which also, like learning the fucked up time signature of Third Sanctuary was a fun rabbit hole I fell down a little bit. Because it's fucking 23/8. So naturally, my fucking autistic ass was like, well, now I have to figure out how to count it. It's not the most fucked up time signature I've ever seen. It's definitely funky, though. Actually, hold up, but that might be the same time signature that they use for Ganon's fight in Ocarina of Time. Which is, like, famously really fucked up. I don't know. I feel like, you know, I'll never get over hippopotamonstrossus quipedaliophobia. It really is fucked up. Wait, the stains are white here? Oh no. I mean, listen, there's not any white... There definitely are white splatters. Oh, Lord. Okay, well... Wallace? Why are there white splatters on the ground? Oh, that's just because of my orgy love. What fucking accent was that? I heard of Monster Cat before. They're like a record label. They're like an indie record label. But no, apparently like knitting is like the one thing that is like mathematically impossible for us to build a machine to do. Because there's like certain patterns you cannot do with a machine. It's like it's impossible to like there just are no machines that handle like at bridge, like, you know, that handle knitting like at scale. Or it might be crocheting specifically. Where there's like some like literal mathematical principle that fucking like prevents crocheting from being like produced at at scale that like could be mass marketed. But to be honest with you, that's kind of kick-ass. To be fair, like that's, you know, it gives, like, honestly, the crochet community in that way, it might be very similar to the furry community, where it's like impossible to like market directly to us. Because you like it is so reliant on a thing, like, you know, like no company is gonna offer, like, you know, at scale art commissions. Like, to some degree they're trying to do that now, and the fucking pushback is biblical. And I think crocheting has had the same thing. Although apparently like every hobby right now is struggling right now. Death Nation, I said already that that's not the name of the song. That I'm using my personal playlist on Spotify. And that this is a song from Deltarune Chapter 4. But yeah, no. Apparently, like, you know, the crochet is also like every hobby has been like meaningfully like annoyed by the current tech bro bullshit. Because apparently there's a lot of fake crochet patterns on the internet now, where it's like a pattern that you can't meaningfully replicate, or like you can replicate, but it does not produce the it does not produce the pattern that they're showing. We're just like, that's fucking weird to me, right? Like, you know, you're just like, you know, because like you're not producing a product at that point. You're literally just you're just lying. Like that's just fraud. I guess to be fair, fraud is only what happens to rich people, so. God, I love this section. This is the section that's 23/8. But yeah, no, like, with Silksong now being out and like myself making like very swift progress on wrapping it up, I am now like, I need to figure out what I'm doing next, you know? So, like, one thing that I did want to try to... I was considering doing was I was considering playing... Liza P, I think, is going to be my next Thursday game. But part of me also was considering Disco Elysium, Danganronpa 2. I need to check in with Marsh about that. You know? Because like I said, like, I might be able to grab someone else. Maybe I could grab Merle for it. Merle, because I know Merle's a big fan of them. Thick bros can't tell the difference between fraud and good business. I mean, yeah, for them, that is kind of one and the same. I can show you the, can I show you the emotes I got from Marshy when you have a moment? Go for it. Everything about Liza P drives me insane. I also need to, like, oh, you know what I need to do? I also need to do, because I've heard that, like, people who don't like Dark Souls do tend to enjoy that game more. I need to play, Sekiro. That, like, Sekiro is the Dark Souls game for people who don't like Dark Souls games. Merelcause? Yeah. But no, like, have you heard of Lord and Savior Neo? I have. Welcome on NPC. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I have, but I don't necessarily consider it something that I would play. I guess it would be one of those things where it's like maybe if I had a friend, because I believe Neo is multiplayer, right? If memory serves. I think like I've been like watching James Jars and Brave Birds play that. Hi as in yes in Japanese. No, I'm assuming they're saying it as in hello. No, the trap's treasure is the soul's like for people with whimsy. I don't even necessarily know that like it's that, because like my fundamental frustration with fucking Souls games is it is to some degree like it has multiplayer as an option, but it's designed for single player, but it's kind of complex. Imagine a mix of Souls like with DMCA or DMCA. Interesting. Let's see. Brain. Sometimes the fucking, I don't know, man. The brain is just not braining today. And like that's, you know, that's frustrating. My frustration, I think, with a lot of Dark Souls games comes down to I don't know if this boss is hard, I'm just underleveled, or my build is incorrect. Because, like, to some degree, I almost feel like Dark Souls appeals to, like, the power gamers who, like, love, like, building something incredibly ridiculous in D&D. Or, like, just, like, doing something, like, very, very powerful, like, you know. A lot of, like, you know, I hear people get, like, a lot of frustration, like, oh, like, you know, I hate X game because I hate navigating its menus. I think I think my example of that is the Dark Souls series. Like, Liza P, it's such a stupid name. Are you not? It's not a phase mom, 13-year-old emo kid. The sequel gonna be Liza Poo? No, it's Liza P too. The sequel is coming out, which is part of why I'm like, maybe I should give Liza P a playthrough. But yeah, no. that's something like to do like on the docket, I think. I really do want to play. I've been meaning to play Disco Elysium for a hot minute. But wait, is there confirmed Liza P? Yeah, I thought that the sequel was confirmed. That like Liza P2 is in either in development or like close to being finished. I might be misremembering. I might be thinking of something else. I know Lunar loves Liza P. I keep reading my point though. Call it Liza Pinocchio. It sounds better. I mean, okay, but like, I feel like that doesn't necessarily, like, the problem with video game naming is I think it needs to be snappy. I love Liza P, yeah. I'll have to go to play then. I notably am, like, not the hugest, like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of Souls-likes. At the very least, Dark Souls games themselves. I love Souls-likes, I just, like, I feel like when I'm presented with too many options, I end up having to, you know, I don't fucking do the legwork to be like, okay, let me figure out what the optimal build is. You know? I'd rather just, like, actually get good at learning boss patterns. Lies of P isn't snappy, it sounds dumb. I think it's a little bit snappier than Lies of Pinocchio, though. Welcome on to Big Burr. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Good show for Big Burr. For me, I like hard games, but I don't want to drudge through a whole area just to get to the boss again. That was absolutely my frustration with Dark Souls 1. And part of why, like, it broke me in my habit of needing to defeat every enemy on the way to something. Because you can't fucking do that in Dark Souls 1, or you will lose your goddamn mind. Like, that's actually, like, if you want a game that will break that particular habit of yours, it fucking 100% will. Because either it will break your habit, or you will break. I've only finished 2 Souls games. I finished Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring, and neither of them I was particularly fond of. So I think I'm just not a huge fan of From Software games. But, like, I like games that are, like, Hollow Knight's very clearly inspired by Dark Souls, and by proxy, Silksong. I love, you know, like, Death's Door is another really, like, solid, you know, Souls-like experience. But, like, also, like, a lot of those things have, like, they have, like, a core moveset. What about Monster Hunter? I've never played a Monster Hunter game. I'm like, Monster Hunter games give me the same feeling of anxiety as, like, MMOs do. Where, like, I'm scared that I'm gonna, like, get into it just in time for the next fucking thing to release and for me to be, like, way behind. You know, like, I really struggle with MMOs for some reason. I think it's because I don't want to feel like, oh, you know, like, I put in a lot of effort to, like, make a character and, like, have a lot of fun with the system, and then oops, it's all invalidated. From Lies of P, it has a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls gameplay wise. My understanding is that it's a little bit closer to Bloodborne, which people hold as, like, as in general a lot better than Dark Souls. Do you prefer 2D? I think to some degree that might be the case. I try to think if there's, like, no, because I enjoyed Another Crab's Treasure. I had frustrations with Another Crab's Treasure, but I did enjoy that experience. It's a mix of Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Dark Souls? Okay. Hollow Knight is more like Sekiro than the others. Then yeah, like, I might give Sekiro a try. The fun fact that crab devs made peak. Yeah, they Another Crab's Treasure devs are aggro crab, and I can't remember who they worked with, but it was another indie developer where they made Peak, which I think is really fucking cool. What was the game that, like, got delayed 2 weeks because of Silksong, and then they're releasing it the same fucking day? Like, they're releasing it within 3 days of Hades 2 being released. I'm trying to remember. It was one of those, like, it's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of moments. The fucking 1-2 punch of Hades 2 release and Silksong. I think it's correct. Don't get me wrong. I think it's correct to delay, you know, games until Silksong, like, you know. Oh, the other indie game? Yeah, there's another indie game where they're like, let's delay this until, let's delay this until, like, after Silksong hype dies down. Welcome on, Oshin. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. And then they, like, it's being set to release on the 23rd, and fucking Hades 2 is releasing on the 25th. Mega Bonk? That doesn't sound right. There might be a couple of games that did that then. To some degree, I'm also like, you know... At least that's another one, I think. Oh my god. Since the topic is changing, I'm super hyped for Danganronpa 2x2 as my favorite cast, and there'll be an alternate story mode featuring different story beats, such as who gets killed. I need to play Danganronpa 2. I will not be buying a Switch 2 just for Danganronpa 2x2. 2x2? I don't fucking know. I'm calling it 2x2. I'm gonna choose the worst possible answer. Danganronpa 2x2 is not exclusive. Okay, I might pick it up then. Also, let me actually go ahead and let me see if like, because this is an entire album that's inspired by. Hold up. This is a jazz themed album that is covers / remixes of Plants vs Zombies music. And now I kind of want to listen to the entire album. Just because it's kind of a jam. We need, I'll be honest with you, if there's one thing I learned from fucking, like, we need more jazz in our fucking video game OSTs. Give me more jazzy OSTs, I beg of you. It has a Steam store page? Okay, I'll probably pick that up then. Danganronpa 2-2. Your tutu. But no. I'm trying to think of like now with like, you know, Silksong releasing, is there any game that like at this point I'm just like, I guess the next Bayonetta game. I think the creator of Bayonetta said something to the effect of like he has the story written through like a Bayonetta like 9 or some shit, so you know, I feel like the series does well enough where like we'll get like a release every couple of years. So I guess the next thing for me to be like, oh, like, you know, I'm excited about this thing is gonna be like the next Bayonetta game. Which, oh god, I just realized, since it's fucking Nintendo, can't wait for the return of the Ultimate Breeder. You mean like as in animals, right? You mean like as in animals, right? I mean, I'm assuming because it's, you know, to some degree, I think it like predates like the aphorism of breeder in a sexual context. Aphorism is not the correct term there. I feel like euphemism. There's too many isms. We need to cut down on the isms. But no, yeah, I definitely saw someone in Papa's chat talking about, oh, the Ultimate Breeder, and I'm like, okay, you know, that does check out. That does check out knowing Danganronpa 1. That does feel like a thing they would do. How many, okay, now I'm tempted to be like, okay, this is my guess of what the Ultimates are. Of Danganronpa 2. That was me. I've seen that doujinshi. No. So Ultimate Breeder is one of them. I feel like we're getting Ultimate Chaos because I do know about what's his face, the guy with the fucking white hair, which apparently it's not even like a spoiler that he's like a chaotic, shitty asshole. He's basically the game's Toko. How the fuck did Toko live to the end of Danganronpa 1, by the way? How did that happen? The Ultimate Breeder Gundam Tanaka is the best character in 2. The real question is, how did my boy Hero live through 1? That's a good question. I feel like we need to get I think with Danganronpa, like, it really, like, you need to get a proper mix of, like really cool people and really dumb people. So I feel like Danganronpa 2 is gonna have, like the ultimate sword fighter, you know, fucking the ultimate, like, you know, the ultimate judo master or some shit like that, and then we're gonna get fucking, like, you know, something completely, like, out of left field. It's like the ultimate, did we get the ultimate doctor in the first game? I don't think we did. I feel like the ultimate doctor has to be like a character in one of the 3 games. I feel like I hate to say it, but ultimate pervert has to make it in one of the 3. Just because, like, I know what Danganronpa as a series is, and it is deeply fucked up. But no, I probably should stop, like, baiting people to talk about spoilers for Danganronpa 2. Because as long as the hiatus has been, I do still hope to, at some point, play that on stream. Now, Danganronpa V3, if Papa played V3, he would crash the fuck out. From what I've heard, because I have 2 friends who are very, very big fans of Danganronpa. Danganronpa 1 is good, Danganronpa 2 is really good, Danganronpa 3 is deeply divisive. Like, people either really love Danganronpa 3 or hate it. I made IRL friends, congrats! Welcome on Kasai. Do you see the crew of Danganronpa 2? I did not. I've specifically, you know, to some degree, I'm not intentionally trying to do it, but I am avoiding spoilers. If only Distrust, Beta Danganronpa was a standalone game from Danganronpa. The fuck kind of name is Danganronpa anyway? Danganronpa 3 is also the name of the anime with a confusing watch order. Oh, it's one of those games? Danganronpa, okay, so to explain to Darv, Danganronpa is basically a closed box murder mystery game that's also a death game. Yeah. So, like, you know, it introduced a lot of characters. Eventually, some characters start killing each other. You have to figure out who did it. Danganronpa is an anime gay derogatory. That's a lot of fun. They added me on the Discord, so let's see if they figure out I'm a furry. Well, of course, because you logged into Discord, therefore you're a furry. It's a Hunger Games but anime, basically. It's really fucking funny because the first puzzle in Danganronpa 1 does not. If you speak English, if you can read the English language, the first puzzle in Danganronpa 1 is such a fucking miserable experience because it's so obvious. It's so obvious that like who the killer is, but you have to fucking like force them to figure out. It's a murder mystery with a mix of mafia type game. Yeah. And of course you get the horny bear character, which is the worst character because he's horny for people that are teenagers. So, you know, the worst character. By default, worst character. Game, not gay. Your autocorrect had a moment there. I respect it. I respect that autocorrect's moment. The what? Oh, wait, Kasa, you weren't around for the original Danganronpa playthrough? Fuck me, okay, goddamn, it really has been a minute then, huh? Yeah, the horny bear character from Monokuma is weirdly horny about children, and it's deeply unpleasant, and it's definitely like the worst part of Danganronpa 1. Cause I missed all of the Monokuma moments. There were on stream multiple crash outs about Monokuma being weird to children. Monokuma's horny, extremely. It's like it is a very frequent occurrence. I only saw the anime. You know what? Suddenly the anime seems a lot more appealing. Very Vorn. He is not Vorny. He doesn't want to eat any of them. Vorny is different energy. That might happen in Danganronpa 2. We'll see. I guess to be fair, he does turn someone into butter, so is that Vorny? Question mark? I don't know, man. I ain't thinking about this. It's like the fucking, like, okay, there was that trend that went around on Blue Sky, and the entire time I'm like, this was started by Vorny people. If you are participating in it, I'm secretly going to judge you for being Vorny.
Where the rat?
What's up, Chris?
What is I told you the 3 anime was required watching to understand the full story?
That seems really dumb. I don't want to think about it. There was that trend recently, is like, what is your Sona's taste? And the entire time I'm like, this is 100% a trend started by people who are into vor. And it has escaped its original context. So anyways, that's why I didn't participate. If you're like, is Starky gonna participate in this particular trend? No. But no, like that to be fair, it was just like one of my IRL friends admitted to be into vor, and I did not know that. I recently discovered that you know, apparently there is normie, like, non-furry vor stuff out there, which was fucking wild to learn about. And then it appears in, like, actually, like, popular media too. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it actually kind of blew my mind a little bit when I discovered that the only vor Starky's into is absorption vor. Which, like, I guess if we must, if thou must. But no, like, you know. By the way, they made the anime, but it's based on novels. So yeah, before you needed novels to understand. All I know is people keep trying to bait me into playing the, like, game that, like, presumably they're trying to bait me to play it off stream, but apparently there is a game I'm not allowed to stream, the Disaster Girls or whatever, because it's like, it like is deeply TOS. And like, no, thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, but I will not be doing that. Someone explained vor to me with Steven Universe artwork, and I cannot perceive it as a sex thing as a result. What the fuck are you talking about? Steven Universe, there's 100% people who express, like, horny thoughts through Steven Universe. I would argue anything that's enjoyed by children that has, like, the possibility for people to, like, add their own characters is is always going to have, like, some, you know, it's always going to lead to people using it as a means of sexual exploration. And, like, I can point to the original case of it, Sonic. Happened to Sonic, happened to Pokemon, happened to the furry fandom. I'm in. Welcome back, Monkey. Ultimate Despair Girls is horrid. Yeah, like, I don't think I want to play that one. Everything I've heard about it it just sounds like a bucket of note. It just sounds like it's something I would deeply be displeased to play.
Where the
What's up, Chris?
Watch as we put the focus on these children who experience trauma. It's going to be the focus of every cutscene that these primary antagonists are in.
Is that, I'm assuming that's Spare Girls? The Spare Girls? Also, Sonic is definitely a notable example. Also, Garfield. Do people have, like, okay, I know that, like, I fucking hesitate to ask this question, but I do need to. Do people unironically have Garf Sonas? The trauma is their characters, the one featuring Nakoto, Negi's younger sister, and Toko. Like, do people unironically form Garf Sonas? I know people joke about wanting to fuck Garfield, but honestly, probably not. I was just referring to the porn. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Garfield porn. I googled it and I have some hits. Welcome on a Cyberventure. Thank you for taking that particular Google-based bullet for the rest of us. Ultimate Despair Girl takes place after the first game of the MC's beat up kids. That sounds something I do not want to play. That sounds like a very unwelcome experience in my life. But yeah, no, like, because I feel like that's like just demonstrably like, you know, anything that like, okay, you know, it's like you create a persona that is associated with a piece of media. It's a hashtag on shitter. Like you created a persona that's associated with a piece of media. And it is, to some degree, you view it as a representation of yourself. So it makes sense that you would end up like using this representation of yourself, like to explore and, you know, express ideas as you develop as a person and go through puberty. What's up, Chris?
Spoilers for Ultra Despair Girls, a game none of us will play. There's a tickle torture scene where if you lose it's hypno. All of this happening to an underage girl, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's deeply, deeply unpleasant. And one of the MCs just shouts into a megaphone that kills Monokumas. One Monokuma was one too many already. I'm seeing someone selling Garfstones for $15. But no, like, you know, okay, like, you know, like, I feel like anytime it's like, you know, Steven Universe, My Little Pony, Sonic, like, all spring to mind as being like, yes, people, you know, people enjoy this, like, you know, grew up on this or whatever, and then they hit, you know, of puberty age, and then, you know, they start exploring that aspect of themselves via their persona. Like, for regardless of whatever franchise it may be from. Welcome on Casper House. Good to have you, Sweet Bane. It's kind of weird, but, like, you know, I'm not allowed to judge. I'm a furry, so, like, clearly I understand it. I feel like certain things, like, I'm, like, part of it, like, for, like, certain pieces of media, I feel like there's also, like, the taboo aspect that, like, has appeal to people. Also, apparently Ultimate Despair Girls is canon to the main series. My favorite. To be fair, you know, I can't imagine there's anything canon in there that, like, would be particularly revelatory. I say that, but, like, it is anime, so, like, you know. Some degree, like, you know, anime is not, anime, like, you know, non-anime is equally at risk of becoming torture porn. Like, you know, there is a lot of anime that is just torture porn. I feel like Elfen Lied is the fucking example of that one. What's up, Chris?
One of my housemates stubbed me the pinkie pie of the house, and unfortunately I cannot actually say they are wrong.
So you're just high energy? Always down to celebrate something? Because the final boss in the game appears in the 3rd season of the show. This is like, okay. I can enjoy multimedia, like, franchises. You know, like, oh, like, it starts as, like, a book and then gets turned into a movie, or, like, you know, there's something. I feel like if multimedia franchises for me start from, like, behind, like, you know, as soon as they start, like, committing major, like, main series canon to, like, pieces of media outside of, you know, like, it's like, okay, you know, it's suddenly starting to become a problem. Like, I don't want to. It's the Marvel thing where people are like, I don't want to do homework, except, like, you're having to do even, like, homework on things you might not enjoy. So, like, you know, it's like, oh, I don't want to have to fucking read this, you know, this manga to enjoy an anime, like, you know, and then play this fucking, like, 13-hour, like, or, like, 46-hour game. Like, okay. There's a reason my son is a raccoon dog. Fair enough. Is it? It reminds me of that it's a sad statistic, but there's grim humor in it. That people are, like, reluctant to get their dogs vaccinated because they're afraid of their dog getting autism. It's like, my brother in Christ, you would not notice. I have autism. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. People with autism are just dogs in human form. Exactly what dogtism look like? I don't fucking know. It's like like, okay, like what are some, like, traditional, like, autistic traits? Like difficulty communicating, you know, very specific needs. You know, like, okay, it's like, so dog thing, like, you know, like might not necessarily follow or understand instructions initially. Like, you know, it has to be explained in like in different terms. It's like, why can't my dog fucking understand me when I tell him, like, you know, I tell my dog to fucking, you know, like like, you know, levantate, but like, you know, he won't rise until I tell him, like, you know, stand up. It's like, okay, well, duh, it's because fucking, you know, my dog, your dog starts like routines, like how you trained it. Exactly. But also, like, you know, actually, like, get, you know, in case it isn't clear, get your fucking, like, get your animals vaccinated. Fuck, like, rabies should not be on the rise. We don't have a cure for that. Rabies, I actually, like, what the fuck? What's the deal with rabies where we, like, do not know how to handle it? Like from, like, a, you know, like a medicinal point of view. That shit just, like, fucks up everything it touches. How is it, like... At least for me, it manifests as basically turbo ADHD. I mean, ADHD, as per the most recent version of the DSM, is now technically a form of autism, so... Like, it got recategorized as a subcategory of the ASD. So, you know... you too can have autism. You can have a... It's the worst fucking Oprah show. The worst Oprah, the worst day to appear. You have a check under your chair. It's a train. It's a model train set. It was I think only one person has survived. It was a girl, and she had to be put into a medically induced coma for a month to eventually fight it off. Or the housemates brought up how Tetris is traumatic. How Tetris after traumatic events reduces the likelihood of developing trauma. Zero hesitation, I let fly, huh? So that's why I'm so well adjusted. I mean, okay, unironically though, like, I actually have been in a situation like that. Like, I've been in a situation where, like, there was, like, you know, I was actively, like, you know, not, you know, I'm not gonna go into, like, the details, because it was deeply unpleasant, but, like, I was not doing well. And, like, one of my coping techniques was I just fucking launched up, like, Tetra.io, like, the, you know, the online Tetris thing. I just fucking played Tetris, and it was, like, just the action of putting things in order was, like, really soothing in a time where, like, my brain was, like, not okay. So, like, you know, anecdotally speaking, I kind of understand that theory that, like, oh, you know, Tetris manages the fucking trauma. But no, I'm assuming there's, like, probably some, like, I can't do medicine. Not because, like, I'm scared of, like, the you know, the shit that goes on. It's because fucking humans are complicated, man. I'm not trying to fucking, like, you know... I'm not trying to fucking figure out what the difference between, like... What's the... What's the fucking H-Bomber guy reference? Like, like... The colon, sphincter, and rectum, like, they're three different things, but it's like, okay, well, you... If you're a colorectal doctor, you did not hear that. We're going to use those terms interchangeably. If you're a colorectal doctor, you did not hear that. For me, I was playing Dragon Quest XI for about a month over and over. Can't say it worked, but it felt like I could really at the time. Yeah. Unironically, like, having distractions to, like, help mitigate the settling trauma is genuinely, like, very much a godsend. I realized, I didn't realize that there were songs in the queue. There's two punchlines there. One, because it darkly implies I've been through the ringer, and two, because it implies I qualified as well-adjusted. I would qualify myself as well-adjusted. You know, I feel like I handle things day-to-day relatively well. You know, I don't have any, like, you know, crippling, like, you know, negative coping techniques. I feel like that, like, to be fair, I think that, like, might be all that's required to be well-adjusted, which strikes me as being, like, to some degree, the absolute bare minimum. It's like, yeah, I didn't snort cocaine off a hooker's butthole today, so, like, you know? Am I, you know, am I well-adjusted, or is my standard for humanity just, like, extremely low? There's a timeline where I became a brony. I believe it. I mean, listen, I'll admit that I watched the show a little bit when I was a kid. I would say I was like 12-ish at the time. Does the hooker toot up clouds of... Yes. Yes, they are in fact an expensive hooker for that variability. Okay. Okay. This I'm gonna have to ask a fucking question that I feel like is gonna get people like, Starky, what the fuck are you on about? Let's say, like, because it's to some degree almost like the, like, a flower by any other name is just a sweet. Like, let's say, like, there's, like, you know, like your favorite beverage was secreted by someone, like, that's just their body fluid. If they offered you a cup, would you accept it? You know, it's like, oh, you know, I really love, like, Diet Coke. It's, like, my favorite thing in the world. Someone's like, oh, yeah, my fucking blood is Diet Coke. Just, they cut off their fingertip and what the fuck? Like, what if it's, like, really, like they're an alien. It's, like, really rude to refuse. Like, you know, it's like, oh, like, please, like, you have to do it. It's like a sign of peace and trust, not fam. It's like it's like chemically indistinguishable from the original substance. Would that ruin the original drink for you? I was half expecting Starky to say, "Are you willing to pay extra for that?" I would drink. Oh, about snorting cocaine from a butthole. Did you? I'm not watching any Nintendo shit. I increasingly hate Nintendo. I really do not like Nintendo anymore. Just because of how fucking shitty they continue to be. And, like, I'm not getting a Switch 2, so, like, you know, I don't feel like I'm missing anything by not watching Nintendo anything. I would drink someone's soda blood. Honestly, Nintendo fell off for me. What's the break point for you in particular, Kasai? Like, because I'm like, you know, like, if it doesn't hurt, like, if your hand is, like, made it, like, you know, it's like, oh, like, your hand is made of gelatin, you could just eat it, like, you know, without negative consequences. If someone's body fluid is made of soda, could you make them explode by shaking them really hard? I feel like that's like a furry inflation TF story in the way, like I feel like I've seen this particular, like, piece of art while trolling for affinity. Also, Nintendo fell off for me. Yeah. That's just inflation with action. That's what I'm saying. But no, like... Oh no, I'm too carbonated. Now my skin pores are fizzing like tree sap. Yeah. I've 100% seen this art. I gave up when the Switch 2 was $500. Is that 500 Canadian? Or is that 500 US? I guess, like, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, unfortunately. Like, I'm not getting it. I ain't fucking buying a Switch 2. So it's like, what, you know, what difference does it make depending on the answer? But no, like, I don't know. I mean, there's like no good AAA game. So, like, realistically speaking, if I'm gonna pick up another console, it's probably just gonna be like a fucking, like, Steam Deck. Aren't Steam Decks like $800 or some shit? Like, they're extremely expensive. You know what? I will boldly state there's no scenario where I turn down drinking bodily fluids that taste like Dr. Pepper if it's sanitary. You know what? I respect the fuck out of that. Steam Decks are like $600 for the best one. I mean, that's fair, and like that, because, like, you know, it's all based on the proprietary, like, software of Steam itself. So it's not like they're gonna release the fucking, like, the Steam Deck 2. It's, you know, it's got like 5 more pixels. It'll suck your dick. Like, no, like, I don't care. I feel like the age of like the gaming console to some degree is dead now. You know? Because I remember when like the Xbox 360 and like the you know the Nintendo Wii and shit were like the peak of the console wars, and now it's just like who cares? I can't even name to you the current generation of Xbox anymore. I mean this sincerely. Like if you, I think it's the Series 1. I think. I genuinely don't know. $400 for a 256 gigabyte LCD Stream Deck. That's pretty good, actually. Especially because you can legally obtain a Nintendo game. I do like the fact that like when people got their hands on it, the first thing they did was figure out how to play Nintendo games on there. Like that's some dedication to pissing off Nintendo that I respect. Worse battery life and refresh rates though. Yeah, that's fair. To be fair, I feel like I would never do like battery life will be annoying, but like I feel like if we're like refresh rates are like the kind of thing where I wouldn't, you know, I guess it would be handy for like Clair Obscure, but I feel like a lot of times if I'm playing on the Steam Deck, I'm going to be playing like a single player game that doesn't require like, you know, I'm playing games that like don't require like, you know, pixel perfect positioning. Like an Xbox can name the current gen of Xbox. What, unironically, what is it? This isn't a bit. I think it's the Series 1, Series X. Because it was the Xbox 360, and then the Xbox, it was the Xbox One, right? And then there's the Xbox Series 1, or the Xbox Series 1 X? I genuinely don't know. I'd recommend getting the $550 one with the, as you can get OLED, better refresh rates, larger screen, and more memory. I mean, realistically, I'm not getting one, you know, for probably, like, the foreseeable future. To some degree, I'm strutting into my 30s, and I'm feeling pretty bad about life. You know? I'm hoping that the next decade treats me better than this previous one did, you know, all I'm hoping for. To be honest with you, you know, knock on wood, but I'd be horrified to figure out what would happen if the next decade treats me worse. Jesus Christ. Consoles died when they started looking like consoles, subliminally consoles started looking like DVR boxes. So that would be the Xbox One generation, basically. Which I think is as reasonable a death for the console market as any other point in history. I'm halfway through my 20s, and I know that feeling this decade has not been the best. I mean, I've heard that, like, when you get into your 30s, life does get easier. And, like, the 20s is supposed to be, like, kind of like, you know, the idea that, like, oh, you know, your 20s are supposed to be kind of like a transitory period of, like, not really knowing what you're doing or where you're going. And I'm hoping that that's the case. Because, like, it, you know, you know, basically the fucking string of, like, it's like, you know, 20s is like, you know, halfway through college into COVID into, you know, well, one of the worst, economies for the working class the world has ever seen. It's not been, like, my favorite way to live life. I would argue it's probably a lot closer to the absolute worst way to live a life. You know, like, I remember when you get to 30s and your knees hurt, that it's a problem, it's a you problem, not an age problem, time to see a doctor. I suppose that's fair. I do want to, like, I want to pick up working out. I want to, like, start working out, but it's just not feasible, to be honest with you. Like, you know, with, you know, work, streaming, you know, social obligations, trying my best to just not fucking detonate. But no, like, that's something I would like to, you know, pick up more. I already have, yeah, I had fucking back pain in when I was 20. It's, you know? I'm on, like, basically a permanent, like, magnesium dose for it. Being 6'8" is a pain in the dick. Do yoga, like, 30 minutes a session, that's a good start. I suppose that's fair. Just, like, anything to get some, like, mobility in. I suppose it's where it's, like... I guess it's, like, because, like, you know, for me, I view kind of willpower as, like, a resource. And, like, to some degree, my resource of willpower is taken up by functioning day to day. So, like, I'm being patient with myself and recognizing that, like, there's only so much, like, you know, I've only got so many spoons. But it's also, like, is this, you know... Is this, like, all that life has to offer? Clearly, no, like, you know... But, like, how do I get to a place in my life where, like, I have the means to do the stuff I want to? And, like, therein lies the fucking... That's like, the special sauce that makes life miserable, you know? Maybe the Buddhists were right. Maybe wanting is the origin of human suffering. On stream, live, StarkyMorph converts to food now. I don't, you know. Because there was a post where someone was like, you know, it was some dipshit who, like, doesn't understand the source material. Who was like, the problem with Buddhism is, and then, like, he has like a 2-paragraph Twitter post, and then someone edited it down to just, the problem with Buddhism is I want. It's like, well, you know, that more or less, you know, succinctly, you know, epitomizes the struggles of that particular belief system in my mind. But, you know, like, if you do have back pain right now, I recommend magnesium or potassium supplements. As realistically speaking, it's really hard to get enough of that in your diet unless you're, like, mainlining spinach. And then,
Wretch, wretch,
what's up, Chris?
Wretch.
To quote Funky Frog Bait, ahem, I'm going to do a Sprite enema and ascend to the astral plane.
Don't do that. To be fair, like that, you know. I'm assuming that was the one on, like, the alien cults. I need to check up to see if Funky Frog Bait has done more videos. I've not had any videos recommended from them in a bit. It was health. Yeah, like, don't your butthole is not supposed to receive anything other than, like, a very, like, be nice to your gut bugs, and a lot of them happen to live near the butthole. Like, enemas are not a thing you should be doing frequently. So, like, you know, just don't do them. Don't, like, you know, because all you're doing is you're hurting your gut flora, which is gonna fuck with your health. I guess it's like the entire, like, you know, the crux of the, like, faux health movement is, like, so I should be shoving treats up? No, you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be shoving food items up your butthole. That is not the place for you to be putting food items. They're supposed to go into the upper hole. What a world we live in. I think I might, like, give up on humanity. Once again, yeast infection. Welcome on, Matt of all trades. Good to have you, sweet fade. Very few things belong up your butthole. Yeah. I mean, like, the list could probably reasonably fit on 2 hands. And half of it's, like, suppositories. You said the treat was food? I mean, listen, that's a you problem. that is a you communicating problem. When people say treats, and generally they imply food items. I do appreciate though the you know, the forwardness of your particular I'm not finishing this joke. Oh my god, there's just so much shit all the fuck over the place. I guess it's like why they called me, but like, goddamn. There we go. But yeah, no, like, in general, just like treat your body well, and it will treat you well. Like I noticed, like, when I started eating better, my life got a lot better. Like, I don't know what it just fucking, like, it creeps up on you. At some point, you realize you're old and you can't just fucking down an entire pack of gummy bears without like having to deal with the consequences of your actions later. Also about to run our second set of 3-minute ads. We run those every hour to turn off pre-rolls, so people don't have to deal with ads as soon as they join the stream. Feel free to go grab a snack, hydration, etc. We will be back. We'll be here when you come back. I say like 3 minutes of ads. Twitch realistically fucking, I don't know, man. Twitch ads are like broken and inconsistent, it feels like. Sometimes I get cravings for fiber and it shows. A regular gut is a happy gut. I definitely have taken to drinking certain, like, I drink kombucha. I don't drink it, like, super frequently, but I do drink it whenever I'm, like, you know, like, whenever I feel like my, you know, usually what, I don't, like, it's just like a vibe thing, you know? I'm like, you know, I feel like I could go for kombucha, and usually it ends up being, improving my life.
This room in this game is dirtier than my room when I was in high school, and I was a depressed sack of depression and no willpower to do much, and that room was not in a good state.
Oh, absolutely. I completely sympathize. Bless Firefox for picture-in-picture, nuts to the ads. Oh, yeah, no. It's like... Because, I mean, like, I would love to turn them off, like, fully, but unfortunately... you know, I realistically, I don't think Twitch will ever give us that power. It sucks. Because, like, I don't even... I make, like... I don't know, like $3 off of ads. I run like 3 minutes every hour, which is technically a little bit like more than the absolute bare minimum, just because like I want the chance to like actually, you know, like I feel like the more, like, even though I'd be running less ads total, it's like it would be less, it would be more disruptive because they pop up every like fucking 30 minutes. It's like just having people just like, hey, jump scare, 30 minutes, you know, 30 seconds of ads every 30 minutes. It's like, well, you know, I was doing shit. I was going on the famous StarkyMorph stream bet. So it's like, you know, it's basically like a pick your poison. I picked the poison that I think is going to be, like, slightly more conducive to my style of streaming, which is a lot of yapping. It's just, like, the pre-rolls are so fucking deeply annoying. You know? So it's like, okay, well, you know, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to manage, you know, these things that are, like, I would argue probably the worst thing about the platform? I mean, there's a reason I pay for fucking Twitch Turbo. It's because I go to so many different streams that if I had to fucking sit through pre-roll ads every time, I would never get. It would just be the experience of ads. There would be nothing else going on. Because like I know not everyone, like, you know, not everyone is going to do that. Like, you know, people's you know, different It's the snoozatron with a fucking... I very much understand this. this sub 500 snoozing number. But, you know, kind of is what it is, unfortunately. I need to set, like, 5 alarms, I understand well. Unless I am, like, literally expected to work, I will snooze for upwards of, like, 2 hours. I've done it before. Which, like, I know is dumb. It's like, you know, realistically, I should just be getting, like, more proper sleep. Just give myself an extra hour of sleep, and, like, I won't need 2 hours of dozing, but, like... You know? Okay, perfect. We are halfway done. It really does not feel like it. Bulletproof vest. Bulletproof vest. Oh, bully-proof. I have to remember, this is a British show. All right. The current song is I put in One Piece open in 15 when I didn't know what to put in the queue. It's my mental backup queue. Welcome on in, Key Lime. Why? Sweet Bean. Can we show for Lime? The current song is One Piece opening 15. Unfortunately, I don't remember off the top of my head what the command is for the current song. But this one gets played a lot, so. But yeah, how you doing, Lime? How goes the power washing? It's going relatively well. Just like, you know, relatively, like, chill hours here. In spite of having a weekend to rest, I'm not feeling super high energy, so we're just kind of chilling. And I feel like this is, you know, like, this is a great experience for just like, hey, let's vibe, let's power wash and yap. I thought that's what song was. Maybe it's like, yeah, there it is. It's current song. It's Nightbot, so I feel like the commands change every single time. But yeah, now how you holding up, Lime? Hopefully you're holding up well. Yeah, great game. Just to chill too, for sure. I need to. You know what I think I need to do? I think I need to like, because like I feel like I'm in a touch of a rut when it comes to like streaming. You know, like it's not necessarily a bad like you know. I feel like maybe I want to do more collab stuff. You know, like maybe just like dedicate like 1 day a week to collab stuff. Yeah, doing okay, busy with the school stuff like usual, but I'm surviving. Understandable. So it's like the quote command, add quote or quote add or quote space add, depending on what bot. Yeah, exactly. I used to use Stream Elements, but then Stream Elements added AI to everything, and I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Farewell. Lots of hugs and relaxing tea with a busy possum. Oh boy, I hate that. Oh, it was so fucking frustrating because like it happened like right like the week where I was getting ready to debut this model, so like I had to spend the entire week like figuring out a replacement instead of like working on all of the stream stuff I had planned. Because it was a slightly higher priority. I mean, I'm glad it did happen at that time, because I don't know that I would have had the energy to, like, do it at another time, but, you know. I know, Starky, you got dirt on your shirt, better take it off. No, I paid for this shirt. How dare you suggest I take off, enjoy the shirt. Enjoy it. I'm kidding. But no. I got the chicken packs on full display. To be honest with you, like, I don't think I will realistically ever make money on streaming. Because, like, I just want to keep throwing money into stream. Which I know is, like, kind of a bad instinct. Like, because, like, to some degree, I do want to get, like, a, you know, a 2D model at some point. The problem is, like, 2D models for birds are fucking hard. Because, like, front-facing birds do not look right even in furry art. So I would need to, I guess, like, I guess Scintilla has kind of like a 3/4 model. Like the model you got from Hugix Hugo. I would like to get a model from him at some point, but, like, you know, like, the current priority, move to Canada. Secondary priority, survive in Canada. But yeah. Long-term goals. And of course, I was working on editing some pre-made 3D models, and then, like, that has kind of fallen by the wayside because of life stuff. I think it's because, like, I just started doing more job applications, which are going nowhere, so... Unironically, like, to some degree, like, I feel bad about that, but then there's this fucking, like, meme... There's this fucking meme, like, image, just like the effect of, like... I can't remember how it goes, but, you know, it's the equivalent of, like, just because the first step didn't get you there doesn't mean it was, like, pointless. I don't know. Welcome on in, Tidebender. Can we shout out for Tidebender? How you holding up, though, Sweet Bean? I was actually lurking in one of your streams recently. I think you were playing Stardew Valley. I want to start, like, you know, I've been trying to, like, try my best to, like, you know, hang out in new streams. And I am... My schedule is such a nightmare. Like, I always have, like, oh, dang, thank you, no problem. But how are you holding up, you sweet bean? I definitely, I try my best to stop by as many people as I can. You know, not... I should probably be better about, like, making myself a regular at certain places, but... Oh, because I can just make the... And now, kiss. 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 But yeah, no, like... No judgment, I get that. Life can be a lot of times I've been trying to do better about seeing streams, still new to this whole thing. Oh, for sure. The furry side of Twitch is actually, like, massive. I think I'm, like, I either am or am close to following something like 4 digits worth of furry streamers, and it's, like, still, like, I'm still, like, not following a bunch of them. Doing well, how about you? I'm doing okay. Right, it's huge. I think it's genuinely, like, really cool. Like, how wide and varied the furry Twitch community is. But no, I'm doing okay. Just like a, you know, I don't even say it's like a rough weekend. It was just like a bleh weekend. Sometimes you leave the weekend and, you know, I'm just like, whatever. You know, I go into the work week feeling like not contented, which I feel is like, you know, that's probably like a sign of burnout, but clearly the thing to counter burnout is to do more work, though. just, you know, keep working on those streams. But no, you know, to some degree, I'm like, I think I'm in like a stream rut, so I should probably like make a habit of, I should probably like start doing some more collab stuff, because that just sounds like fun, you know? Take me back to my roots and start doing stuff that, like, it just sounds like fun. I'm sorry if you need anything, let me know, here to help. I appreciate it. I'm doing okay. It's, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, realistically speaking, if I weren't doing alright, I probably wouldn't be streaming. You know? But, like, I guess if you're, like, that kind of implies that, like, if I'm not streaming, I'm not doing okay, which isn't always the case. But no, like, it's just one of those, like, you know? Like, life has its blood days, and that's okay. But no, I appreciate you for stopping by. Unfortunately, you did stop by on a bit more of a dour stream, but we can try to, you know, keep it high spirits. But no, hopefully you've been having a lot of fun with the streaming process. I've been doing it for quite a while, so to some degree I've forgotten the joy of just starting and everything seeming so like big and horrifying. All right. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Now this is starting to look like, you know, we're starting to make some progress, actually. You know, like, sometimes it's just nice to kind of, like, put on some music and chill with chat. I feel like that's been a lot of my streams recently. It's been good, love meeting and hanging with everyone. So many sweet and good folks. Trying to organize a collab stream with some macro streaming buds of mine. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. I need to, like, I've been... it's on my list of many stream improvements, but I actually do kind of want to add, like, a macro, like a size change redeem. Because, like, increasingly I do, like, you know, macro is fun to me. The idea of being big is just entertaining. But, like, you know, like, a lot of other stuff, unfortunately, is taking precedence. As much as a drain as it is, real-world stuff has to come first. And real-world stuff is very busy. I love Gentle Giants, literally peak. That is definitely my favorite archetype. Especially if they're initially a little intimidating. Like they got, like, a little bit of a grumpy face, but then, like, you like, actually, like, they notice you and they break into that big, goofy grin. My favorite character archetype. Going in for prioritizing what's important? Yeah. Yeah. It's just frustrating, because it's a lot of stuff that, like, I can technically work on, but, like, you know... It's a lot of, like, job applications and you know, searching other locations, because I am planning on moving in the coming months. Looking for someplace up in Ontario, Canada. I should probably look maybe at Vancouver as well. Or, not Vancouver, Victoria. Applying for jobs is a full-time job itself? Yeah. I mean, it helps that, like, I get, like, a decent chunk of downtime at work whenever, you know, whenever I have something where it's like, hey, I need you to do this thing for me, which happens very, very frequently, so... I usually use that time to get job applications in, but... You know, it does end up, like, still being pretty tiring. I guess in a sense more so than it would be to just work, because otherwise that would be downtime I could use for, like, actually resting. Become French bib, go to Montreal. I actually probably should learn a little bit of French. I need to, like, join, like, one of those Discords where you, like, you know, Discords for, like, people learning other languages, because I want to brush up more on my Spanish, and then probably, like, try and learn some French. The big thing is, like, I think... So, like, in order for me to, like, I think land in Montreal, I need to, like, prove, I think, like, genuine fluency. Which is something that would take years to develop. Montreal subway has rubber tires. Rubber tires. Wait, why does it have rubber tires? That seems extremely weird. Are you near Montreal then, Brionic? But yeah, no, like somewhere in like somewhere in the, like, you know, Victoria area, like Ontario. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to moving to, like, Saskatchewan. I went last year for the eclipse. Oh, heck yeah. But, you know, like somewhere like Saskatchewan would be good. I'm specifically avoiding Alberta, because my understanding is Alberta is basically Canada's Texas, and I do not want to experience that. Sorry, Alberta. But every single person I know who lives in Alberta is like, do not live here. So, like, you kind of did it to yourselves. There we go. But, you know, like... So in order to, like, land in Quebec, I think I need to prove French fluency, which I don't think is going to happen in, like, the next year. Even if I, like, tried aggressively to study French. There's subway rules because it's always on time, no doors between carts, so the ride is super smooth and you get a super nice breeze. That does sound lovely. I really do want to live somewhere that has good public transportation. I like my car. I wish I didn't need it. You know? Because it's nice to have, like, the, you know, to be able to go, you know, I can go wherever I want. But, like, the fact that it's like, okay, you know, like, my more or less, like, my well-being is dependent on this hunk of metal that continually degrades is not, it's not a very comforting thought. I'll be honest, I don't get the people who are huge fans of cars. But then again, like, you know, I guess I don't, like, really need to. I just wish I didn't need to have one. Because at least here in Indiana, so you fucking need to have a car. It is like I think like one of the least walkable states. There's a lot of chaos, but I'd be a sweet bean. I definitely know Indianapolis is like famously unwalkable. Which leads to, because Indianapolis is weird because everything is like exactly 30 minutes by car, but you can't walk to any of it. The downside of Montreal is that it's scary as fuck being chased screamed by French-speaking homeless. That definitely seems like a less than pleasant experience. Because I'm trying to, like... I think there's something, like, especially scary about being yelled at in a language you don't understand. Like, if someone's yelling at me in English, you know, it's like, okay, like, you know, they're at least... You know, they're yelling at me, but they're telling me, like, what I can do to stop the yelling. Whereas if I'm being yelled at in another language, it's just fucking, like, it's just primal fear, you know? It's like, I'm being yelled at, I don't know what I have done wrong. It could be anything. But no, like, I should probably learn a little bit of French, because, like, I do plan on... I have enough friends who live in Quebec where I kind of, like, I really want to visit at some point. Because we have, like, DA, I would love to visit, DA Mr. Bear, Merle Cause I'd love to visit, Melon Speedruns also is in that area. So, like, you know... Life is beautiful, so tell someone important that you love them, but it's also terrifying, so scream it in German. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't necessarily work super... What the equivalent of, like... The equivalent is... Tu eres mi corazón! just scream that at maximum volume. Te amo más que vida. Just fucking. It's the, you know what? It's exactly that fucking like Penn and Teller bit. The I love you, dog, and the dog is just so deeply confused. Montreal also has a McDonald's with a gym on the second floor. Interesting. Chat, would you let me scream words of affection in Spanish at you? Te amo, carajo! And as many A&W on every corner as the 7-Elevens every corner. I've heard good things about not 7-Eleven, but I've heard good things about A&W Canada. A&W US is fine. It's not great. I go there and I'm like, I'm getting nourishment. I have a very limited understanding of Spanish, so probably. I'm constantly in the, you know, if there's one good, there's one really cool thing about like the international side of Furry Twitch is that like I get to, you know, I get to practice my Spanish with native speakers, and the one thing I'm constantly fucking like, I'm constantly like limited by my vocabulary in regards to Spanish. So like I basically have to like stream open on one monitor and fucking Google Translate open on the other so I can translate individual words I don't know the meaning of. And certain things like so like, you know, in Spanish, K, which is Q U E, it gets shortened to just Q. So like little things like that. Buenas gets shorts to buenas. Which like it makes sense if you're a native speaker, but to me it's like, oh wait, what the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean buenas means good? This does. Oh wait, it's because they just removed the B sound. I wish Montreal had Taco Bell. French Taco Bell sounds funny as fuck. I bet they would have the 4 seashells. I think Taco Bell is like the only fast food place I would willingly go to nowadays. Like every other fast food place is just like far too expensive for its for its quality. Apparently McDonald's is fucking panicking, by the way, which I think is great. Because McDonald's is like, oh shit, like, you know, they're seeing something like a 2% drop. They're like fast food places here in the States are like seeing like a 3%, almost like it's like 2.7% like drop, which isn't a lot, except the economy is supposed to be growing. I want to get in Japanese again, but the thought of 10,000 kanji keeps cooling my enthusiasm. For what it's worth, it might be worth, apparently, like, when it comes to, like, learning individual kanji, there are, like, it's unironically really good for, to pick up, like, manga, like shonen manga, because they have what's called rose characters, where basically they will have, like, you know, they'll have I think it's called hiragana. Like, you know, it'll be written in hiragana, but then, like, on top of the hiragana, there will be, like, the kanji character. So it's basically, like, a way to, like, teach you the kanji while you're reading a thing. Or, like, it might be the other way around, where it's, like, here's the kanji, and then, like, on top of that is it's called rose characters, which are the hiragana, you know. Which I think is, like, a really cool way of, like, authentically building a, like a love for language. But many people don't want AI drive-thrus and pay. I love the I love the people who are just like, you know, they clearly get an AI person is like, what would you like your order today? And they just like, yes, I would like 15,000 cups of water. It's just like, I keep that one in the back pocket in case I ever have to fucking deal with an AI, like, you know. I ain't fucking trusting that shit. It demonstrably does not work. Hello, yes. Can I get 40,000 of your best bags of ice? just like stuff that like, just like specifically order the stuff. Yeah, you go into the fucking Taco Bell and you're like, hello, yes. I would like 100,000 of your smiled sauce packets. Just back from an hour-long ride to my dorm. Welcome back. Just stuff like that, where it's like, it's very clear. A slice of ice, rare. But no, like, I just don't see the appeal of going to fast food places anymore. And I mean, that seems to be the common consensus. As, you know, again, fast food purchases have contracted in, like, the last quarter by, like, 3%, which is fucking awful. And yet somehow they're like making record profits, so like that, you know? The appeal of fast food is to meat, chicken tenders, and fries. Well, the thing is, like, you can get better chicken and tenders and fries at almost any, like, mom and pop restaurant. And it's gonna be, like, similarly priced, if not, like, cheaper. So it's like, why would I bother going to, you know? I'm not gonna pay, like, the $10 surplus on your fucking mid-ass chicken nuggets, McDonald's. It's priced specifically from a soda fountain. Listen, I'm not trying to get the fucking... I'm not judging you, but I'm not trying to experience the, like, the feeling of my arm falling asleep in my entire body by drinking McDonald's Sprite. The pain sprinkles, I think, is still, like, one of the better ways I've heard that described. It's funny, because, like, I, as a kid growing up, I had, like, I would wake up a lot with, like, my arm having fallen asleep, and then you know, kid me was like, well, this sucks, and I would start flailing my arm around. Muscle static is pretty good, too.
The wretch.
Starky, that soda convo earlier made me realize, you remember that Rick and Morty episode?
Which one? Which Rick and Morty episode? But no, like, I had that a lot as a kid, and then, like, as soon as I got my CPAP, it just fucking went away. It, like, is actually kind of wild. The spaghetti one? No, that does not ring a bell. I stopped watching Rick and Morty after, like, season 3. Grubhub's no slogan should be Grubhub, double the price, double the weight, cold food, fuck you. Yeah, it's like, you know. I just, like, I don't get it, man. I mean, to be fair, like, I did get it, but then, like, someone, I heard the phrase, I think it was from, like, I was watching an Atriarch video or whatever, and he said the phrase, the personal cab for burrito, and, like, I think that's what's broken me. Like, I actually feel, like, uncomfortable with the concept of fucking ordering food now, because I'm just like, why the... God damn it. I don't want to order a personal cab for my burrito. So if you needed, like, a, you know, if you needed a fucking brain worm to prevent you from ordering food through DoorDash, there you go. That's good. TLDR, that episode's plot is incredibly messed up. I mean, it's Rick and Morty, so that does sound about right. Speaking of shows with messed up plots, I need a. It's on Amazon, but I realistically I might try to find a Yarhar. Actually, I probably Panty and Stocking with Garter Belts. Season 2 exists, and I need to give it a watch because that was like that. I still love that anime exists. The spaghetti is actually people. Perfect. Exactly as spaghetti is supposed to be. I mean, what? You know, I'm not... If I say shit like that, I'm never beating the Vor allegations. I probably should not be leaning into it. Or maybe I should be leaning into it. Soylent Green. Me when the plot twist relating to food is relating to food is cannibalism. I mean, listen, it's an easy plot twist, unfortunately. From the world where people who die depressed have their insides becomes pasta. So basically, our real life world, except for we become pasta. Wallace is nidhematic. Run the poll. Should this become a Vor channel? I'm just kidding. Penne Stranding. To be fair, if I wanted, I think Claire Obscure. There's got to be a joke there. There's got to be. I'm reaching deep into my mind palace for different pastas. There's too many pastas. There's too many different types of pasta. I heard the magic word. Oh no, I've summoned Ilianos. Is this a Vor stream? Has this been one the entire time and I didn't realize it? It's like, it's fucking, the meme is like, joke's on you, always has been. Oh no, that, I shouldn't have summoned Ilianos. He's in another fucking Borb. What have I done? Should this become a forge? Oh, yes, but in a safer work way, no. Can Vor be safe for work? I feel like it's one of those kinks that's intrinsically, like, not safe for work. Maybe that's just a me thing. But I look at that and I'm like, this strikes me as being, like, intrinsically something I would not be willing to talk about at work. Maybe we need to make work cooler. just like, yeah. No, but don't actually normalize that. I think we might traumatize the normies. Some people claim so. I feel like I look at that and I'm like, that's not. I look at that and I'm like, it's not. It can't be. Surely not. Currently 2 votes for yes, but safe for work. This is not going to become a not safe for work stream, mind you. I don't have it in me to, like, thirst trap. And, like, before it was like, oh, Starky, you have the fucking sure move. It's obligatory, like, you know. I think it's like the difference between, like, acknowledging, like, it's almost like acknowledging that, like, my model is hot versus being like, well, you know, like playing into it. Like, I don't mind acknowledging that I find my son attractive, but like I personally can't play into like the, oh, Chad. I think everyone needs to thirst trap calm. It's definitely fun to have. Y'all just do Gremlin to fucking accept me thirst trapping anyway. I try to thirst trap and y'all throw Pikmin at me. It would never work. It's just not the kind of stream energy I bring. But also, stop. No fuck Pikmin. No, get the Pikmin. Oh, Shano, Kasai. You're... Okay. Well, there... Are you happy? Is this what you wanted? Is this... Christ. Is this what you wanted? Do you want a fucking ragdolled-ass bird? Yes? Well, okay. I guess I'm just gonna be ragdolled here until someone helps me out. If you're a male furry VTuber... Oh, there you go. Thank you, Heavy. Thank you, Hoovy. If you're a male furry VTuber, you have some sort of shirtless redeem, then are you even a furry VTuber? That's a good point. This what? Yeah, when I try to fucking thirst trap, y'all go mad gremlin. Just like, you know, Uwu eats you and then fucking 10,000 Pikmin. You're trying to eat me? Wrong. Pikmin death attack. Of course, it wouldn't work. You gotta put your whole Cressy into thirst. I do not like the phrase Cressy. I'm gonna need you to delete that. I'm gonna need you to unsay those words. I don't know how to fucking... Okay. I don't know how to be... I guess, like, verbally thirst trappy, if that makes sense. I don't get it. Like it's definitely a tone thing, for sure. But, like, what, how the fuck? And a lot of times my brain just goes like, oh, ASMR mode, but ASMR mode fucking sucks. I hate it. I mean, I guess there's more like... My circle of furry friends accusing me of queerbaiting, me just existing, people stop tempting us. Listen, all I'm saying is if you're bi-curious and you went to a fur con and you want a definitive yes or no, you could easily figure that out. But no, like, straight furs are, of course, are very, very welcome, so. Would chat become Vorny over Rick and Morty? What the fuck? What the fuck? No, absolutely not. But no, I think for me it's weird. It's like I can be like I can be like saucy with friends, but if it's like I don't know, it's like the public aspect makes it like off-putting. I suppose what I'm saying is I definitely do not have an exhibition kink. It is very much not my thing. Y'all denying that, but are being activated by the spaghetti episode? Well, because it's not... to be fair, I can't imagine they play it as, like, oh... Like, you know... Like, you're describing it without the context of being, like, the inevitable... Like, oh, look at how miserable and sad all these characters are. My life, so miserable and sad, I would be better as, you know, thigh fat on a giant fucking... Like, you know, like 6 foot tall, 4 foot wide, furry, you know, furry goth girlfriend. It's like, no, that is not the kind of energy Rick and Morty brings to the function. I don't know where the fuck my brain went with that one. I feel like I need a bath. It's like that one fucking the infamous post of the Pookie post of like, you know, furry like doctor gets paid like 6 figures, furry gets paid 7. And it's like, what does this say about society? And then the fucking the internal comments of that is just a fucking disaster. They generate a depressing society for more spaghetti because capitalism. That sounds about right. I mean, listen, all you have to do is make a properly capitalist society. So, like, you know, it would just be doubling down on the misery that is capitalism. It's just efficient to make capitalism, you know? It's even more incentive to make capitalism built on the, you know, the basis of misery and suffering. Why do... the part of my brain that's like, you know, I couldn't ask a doctor to draw Rouge the Bat wider than she is tall with boobs to match. You could if you weren't a coward. I love that. That's like one of my favorite Tumblr posts. It's up there. It's up there with the legendary burrito post. I love the fucking burrito post so much. It's like you can't post it on Blue Sky because Blue Sky does not support that kind of ratio. But it's so fucking funny. It's just someone has constructed this person's burrito fundamentally incorrectly, and they go on a like full-on diatribe about this person's failures to wrap a burrito as they're forced to sit through like 6 bites of nothing but sour cream to get a hint of fucking like cheese in this burrito. And to be honest with you, if I had a burrito that bad, I too would make a post about it. I was never on Tumblr, but I did just incidentally see a lot of like the more famous Tumblr moments. Layered cake burrito ingredients. I'm not gonna eat this fucking burrito like it's a corn on the cob. I love the, like, people trying to be like, well, you know, you could just open it up and eat with a fork. A fork? God gave me 2 perfectly good burrito forks, and they're called hands. I need that burrito just to feel something. I feel like the thing you would be feeling is just like a copious amount of like cilantro. As someone who likes cilantro, there is definitely a point at which it's too much cilantro. Chat, pretty decisive. Would not get Vorny over Rick and Morty. Frankly, chat, of all of the things for you to be decisive on, I appreciate that this is the one. That there are limits where even chat are like, no, thank you. I would not like to experience this. How dare you ask me this question? That one reminded me of the T one. Besties, your stovetop powered by the sun? I do love that one. I also love that was the post where like a lot of British people discovered that like Americans generally do not have kettles. I have a kettle. Like, I have an electric kettle. The fuck do you mean you microwave your water? What I'm wondering is, like, who's the fucking sociopath who's like, yeah, I'm gonna just grab my fucking mug and stick it on the stove full of water? Like, nah, that's some fucking serial killer behavior. Oh my god. That was fucking beautiful. I chewed the core of a pineapple. To be fair, I think that's mostly just because it's like hard. It's like fibrous, so it's like not good eating. I don't think it's like dangerous to do that. Your chew toy. Again, yeah, Casa, you're never beating the dog allegations, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. What do I keep seeing? Oh, it's the flywheel in the background. I almost replied something I would have regretted. 2 things that I remember from Tumblr golden days. 1, no one on Tumblr believed that Spain is real. 2, when Taylor Swift lost Album of the Year to Daft Punk at the Grammys, a Swiftie went on Tumblr and said, how dare 2 men who can't speak for themselves win over a woman who speaks for us all? Oh my god. That is unhinged. Listen, I got nothing against Taylor Swift, personally. Like, I'm not the hugest fan of her music. I hopefully, you know, my friends who are Taylor Swift fans are not listening in this current moment. I assume that they aren't. I'm not the hugest fan of her music. I genuinely, like, people are kind of unwell about that woman. Both in, like, the like, viewing her as, like, functionally a goddess and, like, treating her like she's, like, day-old, like, detritus. Like, no. Y'all are kind of weird about this. She's human. Fundamentally, she has flaws. To some degree, I feel like, you know, how did she even get popular in the first place? She wrote a lot of breakup songs. Is more or less the big thing. She dated a lot of famous people and wrote a lot of breakup songs, and so she kind of got famous that way. All right. Welcome on a meaty. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Hey, you know Meat Canyon? I am well aware of Meat Canyon / Papa Meat. I know he's done like a couple of videos about Taylor Swift, so. Welcome on in, Sigir. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Hello, Starky McStarky Face. Yeah. How did you know my last name? Who told you? But no, I don't know, like, you know, like I said, I don't have anything against her. She is, I mean, she is as every other, like, you know, she is, in my mind, like, basically every other celebrity. Like, I look at them and I'm like, there's not anything meaningfully, like, differentiating her in my mind from, you know, like, I don't know, like, what's another famous, I'm actually, like, infinitely bad about celebrities. I do not keep track of celebrity stuff at all. It's like, it's actually like an in-joke in my friend group that, like, I'm not, you know, because I don't bother, like, paying attention to any of it. I'll never forget my manager for dragging me to another city when the Eras Tour was there and I was surrounded by Swifties. Oh, are like, your... I mean, I don't want to be presumptive, but presumably because, like, you're trying to pick up a Swiftie. Or, like, are you actually a fan of Taylor Swift yourself? Welcome on, Mr. X fan. Glad to have you, sweet Bane. I just realized there's actually some songs in the queue. Oh, yeah, no, like, I don't know, man. I don't necessarily think it's as bad. Like, I think Taylor Swift has it a little bit better than someone like Michael Jackson did, who was, like, famously harassed by the media. But, like, you know. She doubled up a business trip to see the concert and left me to my own devices. Oh, oh, no, never mind. Yeah, that's fucking evil. That's really fucked up, actually. I'm like, okay. Like, just like, I don't know, man. To be fair, like, I don't think I love anything enough. Starky, look on Discord. Is this a train filled up with Taylor Swift? Oh my, what is this? What fresh hell am I about to view? I was collateral damage to excuse a business trip. Oh my god. Yeah, that sucks. Like, that's actually, like, here's the thing. I love Silksong. I'm not about to, like, throw my fucking friends at work under the bus for Silksong, you know? Oh my god! Oh my god! That's a lot of people! Oh god! This is the... They're about to this is about to look like the fucking subways in Japan. No, you poor woman! She's doomed! Jesus fucking Christ. Low-key, that's horror. That's some fucking zombie apocalypse shit right there. That is low-key some fucking zombie apocalypse shit. I would be actually like here's the thing. I don't, like I said, you know, I don't have anything against Swifties. I don't have anything against Taylor Swift. But, like, just that sheer number of people, a bunch of white teen girls and a couple of... I did not see a single man there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might have just not been looking in the correct location, but, like, it... all the Swifties, they all... I'm gonna be honest with you, they all kind of look the same. This might be one of those, like, moments where, like, I struggle because I have, like... what's the fucking, like, it's the thing where I struggle to tell apart faces. What's it called? Shit, what? Just because they're an amalgam? I'll be honest with you, to some degree, I do understand the stereotype after seeing that particular video. They are basically just an amorphous mass of white lady. so it's like, you know, this Zygarde cells from Pokemon. Taylor Swift, 100%. The Eras Tours funded a fourth of the annual tourism profit in Melbourne, Australia. That is some power. Don't get me wrong. I think that's, like, incredible. But also, Jesus fucking... Like, that's gotta be, like, actively, like, during the time that that is happening, like, I feel like, if fucking, like, if Taylor Swift came to, like, Indianapolis or some shit, I would expect to either be allowed to work remotely, or I should get fucking pay time off. I am not about to drive downtown in the middle of some bullshit like that. Fuck no. I've been sent another video. What in God's green earth is this? Is this... Kasai, what is... Kasai, what did you send me? Kasai, what is this? This is already giving gas station sushi. What about Gary? I'm gonna be honest with you. If Taylor Swift held a tour in Gary, Indiana, it would take literal years to clear out the bodies. Oh, I do it too. I'm not dealing with that traffic. I'll be at my desk at home. See you next week. I do love the sheer absurdism on display in on these TikToks. What Kasai, why the I'm kind of here for the sheer absurdism. Oh, no, stop. I did not. I'm kind of here for that sheer absurdism energy, low key. But no, here's the thing. White women would try to gentrify Gary. There is probably more murders of, like, implements of murder in Gary, Indiana than there are white women in the world. Like I'm gonna be for real. It would be like the eternal struggle. Like two forces, the unstoppable force, the immovable object, 100%. So anyways, now that we got the Kasai, mods ban Kasai. But no. It would actually be kind of funny. It'd be darkly humorous. My fucking, like, my bloodthirsty ass would be thriving in that hypothetical. I don't think it'd be a smart idea, to be honest with you. I think Taylor Swift might eat the big one if she showed up in Gary, Indiana. Is this golden in Spanish? Brain rot, K-pop, Demon Hunter. Okay, but what if? I'm listening. I'm listening, but I've got one foot out the door. What was that about Spanish? It's definitely not Spanish. I heard the phrase octopussy. Apparently it's in brain rot. I'm not even fucking old. I ain't even in my 30s yet, and I'm too old for this shit. Miku, Taylor Swift, and Gary. Welcome on in Carver Bubble. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. I feel like that would like apparently it's like a meme to like put Hatsune Miku in situations where awful things happened. Can we get a shout out for Corbin Bubble, by the way? But apparently it's like, that's like a meme to do that. Yeah, I feel like that would be another addition to the meme, is just the like... like, oh yeah, Hatsune Miku right before the Gary massacre. This is Simlish, you can't convince me. You're not wrong. This is comparable to the Simlish cover of like last Thursday night, whatever the fucking Katy Perry song. It's the same energy. Gary couldn't handle all the Swifties and the Miku fans. I think that's the fucking scary thing about Gary. I feel like the more opposition, the more powerful they would become. Like at some point, they would start using the corpses of the Taylor Swift Nazi Miku fans. Is this Italian brain rot? I don't think it's any language specifically. It just is brain rot. What did I walk into? It's K-pop Demon Hunters brain rot. To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if a decent amount of this, like, incidentally happened to, like, use, I think, Portuguese, because apparently Brazil is really big in the brain rot scene. Okay, this has got some funk to it. Low-key, I love funk music, but, like, it's so rare that I actually see, like, good quality stuff. Crowley, Pokemon Raiders! Yeah, for those who don't know, StarkyMorph, Big Chaos Crew Internet. Rare ID stream delivery Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. There, more to clean. Oh god. Well, I guess I have to go a little bit longer, so we'll be going until 10:30. Here, let me go and turn off the raids. There, more to clean. Do not throw. I just cleaned these floors. I can't even power wash the croissant. Welcome on in, Lucello. Welcome on in, Gadget. Glad to have you, Sweet Beans. How is art? Hot Birdman. Welcome on in, Vapor. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Listen. I might be, hot myself, but... Here, let me before... But, how was art? I worked on my outro, and it was a good time. Oh, heck yeah. That's right, you have a bunch of... I think I'm, like, slowly saving up enough birds on my weakness. Hell yeah. I am 100% here to represent the bird propaganda. I think we need more buff bird sonas in the fandom. But no... because I think you have like you have it so that way people, like various people who are regulars, are like represented in your outro screen. So like, that's really, really cool. I kind of want to do that. I actually have that currently with the spin, where like, I have like little orb versions of regulars here. So, but yeah, thank you for stopping by. For those of you who haven't seen, Growly's art is absolutely spectacular. Your art is like, your art was already good, and I feel like in this last year... Thank you, Kasai. Thank you, Swariel, for your legs broken. Your art was already amazing, and I feel like this year you've really leveled it up even harder. Which is, like, wild to me. Like, I definitely, like, I needed to, like... I want to take inspiration a little bit from, like, the way that you do, like, your coloring. The painter style that I want to do is like actually so nerve-wracking. I always feel like painting is like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to art, it's like the kind of thing where it's like every single brushstroke is like a potential to fuck up. Like whereas like, it's because a lot of times I use like, the like I couldn't be a traditional artist because I'd be too anxious to be like, oh, like I'm gonna fuck up the proportions and I won't be able to fix it. Which I guess, to be fair, that's why you handle that at the sketch layer. I had to add a rectangle in the video in my outro, and to add one, I need to put an empty text box with a black background. What in the... I mean, listen, it's jank, but it does work. Welcome on a Risk. What have you, Sweet Bean? Can you shout out for Risk? Let's welcome on a Syndicate. Cute, nerdy bird. Okay, thanks, bye. It's Syndicate, you get back here, you sweet doggo. Gives you pats. I need to replace my USB hub so I can get my hand tracking back. It was so much unnecessary work. That bird from Night Rain got me frothing, but nothing can top Falco except for Mia's course. I respect that. Honestly, to be fair, if you're a big fan of Falco, you must be eating good. As we all know about the legendary furry entity that is Togepi 1125, the Macro Falco guy. I feel like that's the moment where you can point to it and be like, yes, I finally made it as an artist. When you get commissioned to, like, you are officially a professional artist. Ew, I hate Macro. Oh, then never mind. You are definitely not eating good. To be fair, I like Macro. I don't know. Size difference is fun. I need a bib fight club minus the fight part, so there's a bunch of attractive shirtless buff bibs being hot and shit. What is this? Spider-Man 2 pizza theme acapella. Well, I guess we're experiencing this. To be fair, like I would apologize, but I'm pretty sure that this is very similar to the energy I've seen on your stream, Growly. So like this is more or less par for the course. I remember playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. I don't think I've ever played a Spider-Man game. Okay. So for context for this, someone put into the queue K-pop Demon Hunter's Brain Rot Edition, and we were talking about how it's uninterpretable. It was basically Simlish, and so someone actually put in the Simlish cover of We Are Young. Is this dyslexic? No, this is the Simlish cover. So I'm very sorry if you know the lyrics to this song, because this is probably dealing emotional damage. I thought this was also Brain Rot. They're literally indistinguishable. I think that's like a fascinating thing to learn. Have you ever heard the Have you heard of the? Yes, I know. I'm very keenly aware of the radioactive Walmart shrimp, which is unfortunate because like I think I ate shrimp like twice while that was actively being investigated. To be fair, both times it was from like a reputable it was from a reputable like restaurants, and I think they're different. Like they're not getting it from the same supplies that Walmart is. So, oh, I don't think I've heard of I didn't realize there was a song specifically about the radioactive Walmart shrimp. I need to explain my DM that I now understand that Vicious Mockery does to a brain. Oh, yeah, it's so good. It's an AI song. No, that's unfortunate. God damn it. You're talking about the Walmart shrimp one? That is like deeply depressing. Oh well. Now, if I played the Brain Rot thick, yeah, the shrimp song is AI. I feel so bad now whenever like one of my friends was like so excited because she was like, hey, like let me show you this video of like this bear bouncing on trampoline, and I had to like look her in the eye and be like, I'm so sorry, that's an AI video. And she was so disappointed. Set to video killed the radio star. I feel disgusted. I mean, like, low-key, I do think that, like, we're increasingly getting to a point where it's like the only real people on the internet are the ones who have a connection to other, like, decidedly real people. Welcome on, Ryu. Glad to have you, Sweet Bane. Sit. Okay. But, you know, we're currently, like, about to finish. I'm basically working through all of the DLC, because I think that I don't necessarily know if we were release date, but I think they said it was sometime either this year or next year that we're getting the second game. Vapor H2O, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live chat. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. There will be plenty more burb to see. So, yeah, feel free to hang out. And, you know, I do like to think that, like, you know, but I like to think my art is... Oh, by the way, hold up. I'm wondering if I should show you the piece that I've been working on, because it is supposed to be a surprise gift, so I'm hesitant to. I could probably just like send it over. I could probably like send it over like Telegram afterwards. But like I actually have been working on a piece recently that like I'm actually really, really proud of. Even like, you know, someone out there built an AI that can take popular songs and reformat them as K-pop songs, and it's scarily good with Korean lyrics that actually make sense. I don't know, man. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like I don't trust it. My initial, as someone who's worked with AI, like I to some degree I hate it because like my specialization in college, like I completed a degree in computer science, my specialization in artificial intelligence, and I know how these things work, so I don't fucking trust any of it. Oh, it's this song. Apparently this is what English sounds like to non-English speakers. I'm familiar with this song. Are there any people for whom English is a second language that can confirm or deny? I can kind of see it. I can confirm. just like gaslight your ESL friends and be like, yeah, this is just like a really specific dialect of English. It makes perfect sense to me. You go ahead and give it a listen. So all songs sound like Bob. Well, it's more of like the way the English is structured, I think is what they're getting at. There was a TikTok I saw that was like the different sounds of like Eastern languages, and I can't replicate any of them, but like they had a variety of like people from all over. So they had a variety of people from like a bunch of different like regions who speak like very different languages, and he was going through. He was like, "God damn it! I hate you're doing this because you're right. No, it makes perfect sense." That's exactly what it sounds like, but like I can't condone this because you're stereotyping. But no, like to some degree, I think it's always fascinating. There's a song called Dopamine, where the singer speaks both fluent English and French, and she did a cover of it in both English and French at the same time, with one language in each ear, which is really, really good to show your French-speaking friends, your bilingual friends who speak French and English. It's really good to show them to them because it speech jamms the fuck out of them. It actually does nerve, like, you know, like it actually like fucks up their brains so hard that like I need it, Starky. I've already sent it to Merle. Here, let me go ahead and pull it up. Please send it to me. I've already sent it to Merle. Here, Dopamine. Okay, mission complete. I never heard back from him about it. I have to send it to Marlo. Here, let me play it. Let me play it for y'all, because it is a banger. So it's French in your left ear, English in your right. It is a banger though. So feel free to send this to all of your French and English bilingual friends. Like, cause I have to imagine that like I kind of want to do the equivalent, like figure out how to write a song in both English and Spanish and then sing it to see like what the effect is like. Because like that actually would be fascinating. It has to be fascinating to experience. But nothing that I need lately. I hate the way you're making me think the moment that I wake up and when I go to sleep. It's just, like, I don't know, man. It's like actually such a banger. Lifting me up or just pulling me under. Welcome on in, Scintilla. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we shout for Scintilla? My voice is too fucked up right now. That I can resist. I think the difficulty of the song is also that she's like not necessarily whispering it, but she's keeping her tone controlled at like more or less a low volume the entire time. So it's also like very technically demanding. Yeah, me and e. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. My DOPAMINE. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. My DOP. Ah, fuck. I have not warmed up my throat. Also, it's like my throat's like weirdly dry. CPAP, what did you fuck up? Maybe the pets. But, you know, like I think like there's like a bare minimum volume I need to get to in order to actually have like consistent tone. So like I can't do that shit. Anyways, back to not English, or I guess this song's already over. Yuletide? Well, welcome on, Scintilla. How you holding up? It's also lower in her register, but in a key that most male-presenting voices... Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, my DOPAMINE. If that makes sense? No, it makes perfect sense. The big thing is, like, I have to transpose a lot of fucking music. Because, like, I can smoothly transition between falsetto and, like, my natural speaking voice. But I don't trust my falsetto to keep an even tone. So a lot of times I have to, like, transpose music down. Made some IRL friends? Congrats! Do they know you're a furry? Have they found out yet? I hate this. This device sucks. Not yet. I like there's a fucking like I do like the like the amount of like, you know, media in the furry landscape that is dedicated to appearing like hiding your furry nature from your normie friends. There's an entire pamphlet I saw that's like, is my D&D character too furry? Like, is it clear that I'm a furry based on my D&D character? And there was a bunch of questions. It was like, is your Sona like, or like, is your D&D character specifically not like a humanoid, but not an, you know? I just think that was really funny. Like, you know, to be honest with you, I'm sure there's like a decent number of people who discovered they were a furry because of D&D. It's like, yeah, I just like playing like the beast species more, and God knows as time has gone on that I definitely enjoy that more. Humanoids, they're not boring, but like you know, normal, the traditional D&D species I definitely feel like are lacking in creativity. Normie passing, where can I find that pamphlet? I think I found it at IFC. My current question is, current character is a Furbolg that got a leopard tail from the Feywild, so I'm hiding nothing. Fair enough. Oh, it's especially bad, like, because I know a couple of furries who are, like, running D&D campaign that are just, like, every player is a furry. And, like I think Cyrus is, like, famous, like you know, Cyrus Hyena, does that with, like, Dead Stray Bear, Ethan Costas, or whatever. And, yeah, no, apparently it gets very, very saucy. Because they are all, like, they're all furries, and they're all into, like, at least, like, similar enough things. How they play Pathfinder 2, 2nd edition, you can be a beastkin for, which is whatever fur you want. But tieflings, I wake up every day and trapped as a human. Why the fuck would I play a humanoid fantasy game? That's fair. My favorite character so far to play has been, Shiro. He is a awakened Semiyid, therapy dog. who is a very good boy, but is actually like true neutral because he does whatever is needed to complete his mission of making humans happy. I've only played him once, and he was so as time goes on, I love that I love playing dumb characters in D&D. It's genuinely like, it's so refreshing to not be to be genuinely dumb, you know? I'm fucking over this thinking shit, man. So I can go, don't worry about it, I'm a furry or not. That's the wrong thing to be concerned about. I mean, that's fair. But, you know, like, just like, let me play big, you know, I am dumb dog, or I am dumb fucking, you know, like, I'm big hyena null, or whatever. Playing low and, Starky really channeling his Birdly. It's like, okay, listen, I don't necessarily, like, you know, I state it very matter-of-factly, but insofar as that, like, traditional book learning is concerned, I am relatively intelligent. Like, you know, pattern recognition, puzzle-solving skills, all that bullshit. Just being like, hey, I'm dumb, is fucking, it's very refreshing. It's not even like the, like, I'm dumb where, like, I cause problems, even though, like, that character has caused problems for party because the DM was like, y'all are overthinking this. Hey, dog, here's a thing for you to investigate. I live alone in a foreign country, so I can slightly not care about the furry aspect, but also not have it on full blast. That's fair. It's definitely easier being a furry if you are either around other people who are furries or live alone. I'm looking forward to playing the dumb character next time. I'm the default leader because I'm good at sounding reasonable and will commit to a decision. It's genuinely refreshing. Like, for context, like, all of my characters up until this character have had, like, at least, like, a 13 or 14 int. So they were at least above average intelligence, if not smarter. And this character has, like, I think I was like, hey, DM, do you mind if I lower my score just so my character can be canonically less intelligent? And he's like, go for it. I think I have, like, 8 int on Shiro, and somehow I'm not the dumbest member of party. I have the second lowest int score in party. Which I think is really, really funny. But no, like, it is genuinely really refreshing to, like, you know, it's just nice. Nerdsville over there, huh? Listen, like, because I was like, you know, a lot of times I was like, you know, I didn't really kind of get, or, like, rather, it's not like I didn't get it, but, like, I very much viewed, like, my characters as extensions of myself. Which, like, I still, like, Shiro is, in a lot of ways, an extension of myself, in that he's, like, the character and manifestation of my people-pleasing tendencies. But, like, it also lets me explore, like, hey, what if, you know, what if I don't have to be the problem-solving character all the time? And the crow is here, gentlemen. Welcome on in, Max here. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. It's, like, it's really refreshing. You know, it's like, hey, this character is still in some ways me, but it's me that I can, like, look at from a different angle. It reminds me of the, that, like, one joke that it's like, everyone who plays D&D is are sad queer people, and it's like, do happy, you know, straight people play D&D? I haven't been here, like, a few days, so hope y'all think I'm dead. Nah. There is a regular chatter by the name of Ditharian that I actually, like, am kind of concerned about, because I haven't seen them in a good month or so. It's probably been closer to, like, a couple months, unfortunately. I hope they're doing okay. Raise his hand. What's your question, Kasai? Actually, I'm glad that I'm going a little bit over, so that way I can finish up this mission. No, I'm just straight and happy. Well, do you play D&D though? I wish I could be here more, but work-life balance. No, like here's the thing. I completely get that. You know, I'm glad for people who can stop by however much they can. I sincerely, like, I understand. Trust me. I understand the difficulty of maintaining a work-life balance. And, like, you know, I never, ever will complain about people, you know, not being here. The only reason I mentioned Ethereum is just because, like, I haven't seen them in so long. I'm genuinely, like, I hope nothing I hope something bad didn't happen to them. 2 years ago, I would have said that I was one of those happy straight people, but I have learned things about myself. The furry community will do that. It really will do that to you. Which, like, you know, to some degree is the stereotype of the, like, oh yeah, like, the straight furries don't exist because they learned that they're secretly bi or whatever, like, bi or pan or whatever. There definitely are straight furries. You know, in the same way that, like, it would be kind of shitty to, like, erase, you know, gay people in popular media. It's not cool to, like, erase straight people in communities that are heavily queer like ours. To our missing chat friends, yeah, here's hoping that they're doing better. Here's hoping that they're doing all right, at least. I'm Ace, so I can't say I'm not queer. Yeah, you are. Ace is in fact technically, like, in the LGBT community. But yeah, to some degree, like, I try my best to just, like, make a space where people can hang out, because, like, that's, you know, that's what I want. I want to have, like, a space where I feel like people can stop by whenever, you know? It's like, because to some degree, it's like, it sucks streaming, because during this time, I can't really be in anyone else. Like, my internet doesn't really have, like, the bandwidth to support, you know, like, my streaming doesn't, like, my internet doesn't have the bandwidth to support me streaming and also, like, watching another streamer. So, like, I am forced to make that choice of, like, hey, like, I'm hosting this space instead of hanging out in someone else's stream. And that does mean that, like, a lot of people who I consider friends aren't able to make it consistently, but that's understandable, you know? I like streaming, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But, like, you know, I definitely appreciate that, like, it's not easy for everyone. So, like, I'm just glad for people who stop by even to say hi. If you stop by, say hi, and then, you know, go somewhere else, go take care of whatever, like, life stuff's going on, I completely get it. All right. Okay, there we go. I was supposed to, like, this, that pipe there was annoying me. Okay, this is the flywheel. But yeah. Here's the chat friends. It's also, like, one of those things where it's, like, I realize, like, parasociality, like, you know, it is scary and dangerous, and to some degree why I'm, like, I think parasociality is the major reason I'm afraid to be, like, more, you know, vocally open about, like, you know, about my kinks or whatever. It's like, I don't want people, like, hook on that and then, like, you know, drive it into the ground. But, like, you know, it's hard to, like, find that kind of balance, because there are people, like, I met on Twitch that, like, I do genuinely consider friends. And to some degree, it's like is it shared? Is it, like, returned? And that's, like, you know, kind of broaching that idea can be kind of scary at times. But yeah. At the very least, know that I'm really happy for everyone who hangs out here, who enjoys the space that I create. I definitely have had, like, you know, at the very least, friends who, actually, let me go ahead and disable the queue, and let's just go, let me see, is it? Oh, okay. You know what, let's go, I'm trying to think of, like, I'm trying to think of a good, I'm looking for a good point in my personal playlist.
Wretch, wretch, where
It's
the
crisp.
wretch.
2 cups vanilla extract, 2 cups vanilla
That's too much vanilla extract.
2 cups vanilla extract.
Why are you...
Carpeted kitchen counter. 2 cups
Do
vanilla
not...
extract.
To be fair, I can't imagine anything wants to fucking grow in vanilla extract. So, like, you're not really at risk of, like, bacteria or mold. But you are at risk of not being able to enter that room because of the overwhelming smell of vanilla. I'll be honest with you, there is too much there's too much stuff, there is a thing is too much of a good thing. Why the fuck did my brain had the hardest time putting that sentence together? But no, like, I like vanilla. I think vanilla is, like, one of those flavors that's, you know, I would say underrated. Because a lot of people, like, it's weird because it's, like, omnipresent, but a lot of people, like, write it off as, like, the default flavor, when no, like, vanilla is really good in its own right. I would, you know.
Where the rats?
What's up, Crisp?
2 cups vanilla extract. Carpeted toilet. 2 cups vanilla extract. Carpeted bathtub. Carpeted toothbrush.
Do not put... I'll be honest with you. People who put carpet in their bathrooms are genuinely sociopaths. Like, that's some fucking serial killer shit. Because it doesn't look good, and all it does is create mildew. Alright. Let's see what odds and ends we missed. Carpeted kitchen. That's also, like... You know, because it's like if you spilled, like, a liter of fucking olive oil, how the fuck are you cleaning that up? Apparently the answer is baking soda, by the way. If you, what's this? Auto knit flywheel spokes. Oh, it's you. Carpeted kitchen with 3 cups of vanilla extract. Because my brother actually did spill, like, apparently, like, a liter of olive oil on a carpet. And, yeah, apparently, baking soda is the solution. Which kind of checks out, because a baking soda is a base, and when you introduce a base to oil, it becomes soap. Hydraulic arm. Auto wash hydraulic arm. Ah, here we are. Oh, but yeah, no. It's really funny because back to fucking back. We had major spills on. We had different questions in, like, my college friends like group chat. Question number 1: how do you get a liter of olive oil out of a carpet? Question number 2: how do you get molten iron out of a carpet? And the answer is you really don't. You just kind of have to accept you just have to eat the L. That carpet's fucked. Bulletproof rest. Oh. This is to be fair, this is the same friend who accidentally made napalm twice. He's gotten better about it. He hasn't accidentally made napalm in a bit, so. Snoozatron arm glove. All right. It is always, like, this time lapse is always, like, very pleasant to look at. Perfect. Anyways, I think that's a perfect stopping point. We will be picking up next time with the vehicles. Interesting. Again, I've never seen Wallace and Gromit. I assume that this is probably, like, we have this and, like, maybe one more. But yeah. Here, let me close out that. Like, go and put on the outro playlist and see who's live so we can rate out and say hi. All right. It's like that King of the Hill episode where the wife teaches people how to make mustard gas. I do love that that episode. Do not mix don't mix chlorine with most, don't mix chlorine cleaning products with most things. Don't mix bleach with most things. It's not great. It does in general really, really bad things to your life. Okay. I have someone in mind if they are live. It does not look like they're live, unfortunately. Actually, let me go and look real quick at the Thunderfang members. Don't fry cayenne pepper, and I've done that, to be fair. It does create a little bit of pepper gas, but you know, that might be worth it, depending on the flavor you're after. Let's see. It's the first day of the week, so we could raid into a Thunderfang member. I try to raid into a Thunderfang member at least once a week. You know what? This seems like I'm tempted to raid into to Vil. Because apparently she's doing a Q&A with about kink safety with a professional dominatrix, which I think is fucking awesome. But I think we're gonna raid into, let's raid into a drag. Let's raid into a Durg. Wait, hold up. Oh wait, no, I know who we're raiding into. We're raiding into Brinth. But yeah, if this is I hopefully hopefully I don't do the thing that I seem to constantly do where I raid into someone right as they're about to raid out. I love you guys to bits. If this is your first time here on StarkyMorph, Big Chaos Create Internet, via streamer live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I play indie games, however, every Tuesday and Friday for the last year and a half. We learned how to do some art, so hold up. Let me check real quick. Okay, I think he's gonna be going for at least a little bit longer. But yeah, if you'd like to stay up to date with the stream when I'll be going live, Blue Skies Space B. I post art that I make, art that I get commissioned, journal ramblings, all the good stuff. I made a post about oregano today. I'm very proud of that, even though some people didn't seem to enjoy it. I'm kidding. But yeah, I have a YouTube if you'd like to get to the VODs there. I will try my best to schedule out the VODs that need to be posted. Yes, and then we got a Discord if you'd like to pop in there, say hello to Sweet Beans, see the girls come to the Sweet Beans post, and of course we have a coffee sponsorship. If you'd like to pick up some coffee from Dragon Roast, use discount code StarkyMorph to get 10% off and help support the channel. All right, I'm gonna send you all over. I love you guys to bits, and I will catch you tomorrow for art. We're gonna be continuing to work on the gift piece that I've been working on for like, it feels like a month now. Good God. Anyways, love you guys. See you then. Bye.